Well, it's that time again, and that time again is, of course, SaturJay. It's got a J because that's the name. It's fun, right? Right, let's get that sorted. That bit's already sorted. So I think it's just start the game. I do believe it is. Let me just double check one thing. Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't sure, although I think I've seen them all the time. Welcome, hugging a chopper. Blue Boosh loves chopper. Of course he does. Why wouldn't you? Oh, that's interesting. I feel like that's in the wrong place. Fascinating. Yeah. I don't think that'll make much difference, but that should be over here. Well, at the very least, it shouldn't be there. That should do. Hopefully. I think that's all good. Anyway, right, now we've got the admin out of the way. Ideally, I can come out of that. I wonder if no, I don't. Another top quality start. The start of a stream you can only get right here on Channel Dragon Fang. Anyway, let's get the game going and let's try some doings. See if I can't. God, I really want to beat the Tombury. And that is definitely a euphemism for something. I don't really want to play the game this afternoon. All I want to do is just beat the Tombury. Do, happiness is true. I've had a massive poo. It's big, it's long, it's brown. Oh fuck, it won't flush down. And then the rest of the tune is just you flushing. Callous and calculating, the Fausine manipulate their human twos. Twos? He fell at the first. Twos. They're human twos. How many humans they got? They've got 2 of them. The human twos. I like my human twos. Have you seen my humans? Oh, you've got humans? I have. Do you have humans twos? I do. I've got 2 humans too. All of the twos. I've got human. In fact, I've got 2 humans too, and both of them in 2 twos. That's 4 twos. So many twos. Oh, never really considered that. But if you have multiple people in 2 twos, do they multiply? So if you've got 2 people, both of them in 2 twos, do they become 4 fours? And if you have 3 people, they become 6 sixes. And then 4 people, you have 8 eights. I think I'm onto something. Right, we need to do some more calculations, I think. Okay. Yeah, I also need that notepad, which I think I've lost. Oh no, there it is. I just didn't see it the last time I was on. The last time I was fiddling my desk, I didn't see it because it was hidden under somewhere else. Right, okay, so let's have a think. What? So that's the one we want to use for that. But I think what we need is some more normal, ordinary ones for the lead up. So right this very moment, what we'll do is I will play as Snow. And then I will have we've still got Bully, that's handy. But what we'll do is we'll also have Relentless Assault up there, which is my standard. Attrition, I don't necessarily think I need. That's the one we want for later. I'm wondering if for now we can perhaps get rid of Combat Clinic and go with a standard fare of diversity. Then we've got ourselves a bit of Bully. So we'll pop Bully there. Well, that's not usually where I put Bully, but it's fine. And then yeah, I feel like at some point, once we're closer to the Tomburys, Unless, do I want to have a... Let's have a look here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so we're missing 41, but these are all... Yeah, these are all inside of this area. So we've done every single one leading up to this point. How awesome would it be to have Jim Bowen as a team member? It would be a very fascinating little game, I suspect, yes. You'd have to build a whole RPG based on the idea... Am I even going the right way? Yes, I believe I am. You'd have to have a whole RPG based on the idea of bringing in all old sort of light entertainment show hosts. So, Jim Bowen. In fairness, a lot of them I think have disgraced themselves now, haven't they? Thinking about it, but you hope that surely some of them are still viable. I think Paul O'Grady / Lily Savage did Blankety Blank. Not the first ever one, because the first ever one was Another Comedian, who I don't think he ever disgraced himself, did he? I think possibly some of the sketches he used to do might be slightly frowned upon today, but I don't think he's fully disgraced himself. Unlike several others who have perhaps completely disgraced themselves. Right, I don't know how successful this is going to be. I suppose let's get a bit of bully going. But it could be mildly entertaining to have a whole cell where it's all old comedians. In fairness, actually, once upon a time, I was designing a comedian rumble game. Don't know why. It's daft, really, but it was just all British comedians in a sort of comical fighting arena type scenario, based loosely on Power Stone. If you've ever seen Power Stone, the video game Power Stone, it's basically a 3D brawler type thing. So you're just kind of rushing around, beating people up, and there's all sorts of weapons around the arenas and stuff as well. Very daft notion, but would have been mildly amusing. Especially because you'd have based all like the special manoeuvres. You'd have primarily sort of put them on the idea of, okay, this is, this comedian does this routine, so let's have them do a special manoeuvre based on that. But I don't think I technically welcomed you as such. I got distracted by your declaration of Jesus. That was awful, but I suppose technically it's 1 star better than the worst I've done, but still 2 stars less than the best I've done. So I guess in that sense it's kind of in the middle. More bombshells, they want to come in handy. But yeah, I don't know if I specifically welcomed you, but welcome. I don't think this is the right way. How are you? How are you this afternoon, Mr. Blaboosh? Doing well? Are you back on the paintings? You're painting something? That's the question. I haven't really. I was going to try and put it in a completely different way, but that's the question. Are you painting anything, or are you up to other things this afternoon? Right, yes, I do believe we need to beat down a mom. Because, yeah, as far as I can tell, the only way to get D1, which is my current goal, is to go through B1 and C1. The only problem is B1 and C1 are probably going to put up a bit of a fight, because, well, they don't want to die. But unfortunately, I have to insist on them dying. Again. Several billion times we've beaten the same bloody monsters. This is where this sort of path choice tournament type system is kind of a bit of a letdown, in fairness, because it's, oh, these guys, yeah, these do, if approached poorly, these guys can put up quite the competition, can't they? So I suppose arguably there is a statement there that says, why not approach them carefully and better, but unfortunately we've not necessarily got the best of teams for this. This team is kind of built for a singular purpose, and I'm now trying to use them as a global purpose, which is an inconvenience to say the least. But there you go. Oh dear, hope. Come on, buddy. Please don't die. We really need you not to perish at this exact moment in time. Where are you going? Right. Have we lost... Why have we lost all the buffs again? Did we not get all the buffs? Surely... Oh, because Hope was stopped. Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's understandable at least. That's something. Bar Thunder would be a very good one to put on. Thank you, boy. Boy. Go on, boy. Give me that Bar Thunder. He's stopped from doing physical attacks, but not magical attacks, so that's good. I'm stopped from doing physical attacks, which is... Oh, Hope is now completely stopped, which is an inconvenience, but... why has your D-shell worn off this quickly? You little bastard. Little bastard, little bastard. That is what you bloody well are. I'm gonna kick you in the face now, and we'll hope that kills you soon. I suppose technically I could try using death against all of these guys as well, but I might as well stick to known methods, or at least semi-known methods. Oh, one known method is keeping people alive, please. I forgot which paradigm I was in. I don't know how to do non-paradigms, so that's a bit of a bugger. Just keep on punching. Oh, I've been stopped. And I've been anti-magicked. Okay, good. Good. I'll just sit here, shall I? Because unfortunately, if my spells have been blocked and my physical attacks have been blocked, as any roll, you are fully blocked. Here we go. Both of them wearing off. Marvellous. Get back in there, Snow. Thank you. I suppose we could try a little try disaster. Get in there with some massive spikes of ravaging. I think technically Triple Ravager can work well. Not only does it blitz a chain gauge, whoops, that's the wrong one, but it does technically give you a bit more punch to everything when it comes down to... Is he weak to Blizzard? Yeah, that's helpful. That is Snow's signature element, so that's quite nice. But yeah, you've got this sort of... You can blitz the stagger meter and then possibly do even more damage whilst the stagger meter is active, which is kind of what you want. So yeah, maybe I've been dismissing Triple Ravager a little too soon. I should have perhaps embraced Triple Ravager earlier on. I suppose the unfortunate truth is I do get slightly set in my ways. I get set in my ways and I don't like changing. I don't like change. I don't want things to change. It scares me because it means doing things differently, and I don't like different. I like things to be exactly the same they were the day before yesterday, and the day after tomorrow. That's a film. Minus all this humidity, yes. It does seem a little bit heated, doesn't it? Although I must admit, it's pissed it down with rain, which seems to have broken it a bit now, so... you never know, that rain might be heading in your direction now. So it might just get that break, and then the chill air will start circulating once again, which is always beneficial. Yes, indeed, it is beneficial. Oh no, okay, we've been caught. Right, I suppose really this is the bloody giant fucker one, isn't it? It's a bit inconvenient. That's even more inconvenient because I need to be able to... Yep, okay, there we go. And so what I need to be able to do is kill one very, very quickly. And if I'm not killing one very, very quickly... God damn it. No, I don't. I think it's so devilishly planned to perfection that summon is basically always going to happen, I think. I don't see a scenario where they don't get that summon in, because I think it's designed to let them get that summon in. Annoying, you damn Skippy, Mon Jippy. Or if I ever... I do plan on playing Nino Kuni on here. And in that case it would be you damn Skippy Drippy, because one of the characters in that is called Drippy. I'd highly recommend Nino Kuni if anybody's not played Nino Kuni. Especially, although I you know, might not be your sort of gameplay, in fairness, but I know you do like... I haven't quite identified where your little characters come from, the old Blue Boo Love and the Blue Boo what the fuck. But it is that sort of... It is an anime, and I can't remember... Oh, I can't remember the fella. Totoro, yeah. Who's the one who did that? Bully, yeah, we want to put Bully. Studio Ghibli, that's the word I was after. I don't know if Nino Kuni is Studio Ghibli as such, but I'm fairly certain it's in the art style of Studio Ghibli, so you'd probably enjoy looking at Nino Kuni, even if you didn't actually enjoy the gameplay. Which I couldn't, you know, I couldn't guarantee you'd enjoy the gameplay. It's one of those odd ones where even I'm not sure I fully enjoyed the gameplay, but I played the entire game. It was a marvellous experience. But the gameplay isn't quite standardised in any fashion, and it's a bit weird trying to get everybody to do things and then trying to sort of defend yourself is a bit of time-based stuff. All round, it's a bit of a unique package. I do hope to get around to playing the second one in the not too distant future. It is on my list of things to do. But the first one was just such a delight. It really was that sort of, just, I don't know, stereotypical perhaps, but nonetheless kind of a good feeling, lovely jubbly little story. And it's like, oh, this is just pleasant. It's just pleasant. Do you know what? I'm enjoying this. And then I faced the final boss, and then I didn't enjoy it so much. But that's by the by. That's fairly standard practice, really, with most of these RPG type games. You get to the final boss, and you suddenly realise, like, you know what, I don't think I like this game after all. Or rather, I suppose, you discover that the game doesn't like you. That's usually the key one. The game decides it doesn't like you and wants you to suffer until until the end of time. But I did finally get past it, but it took a lot of finagling. Just to try and get everything to go perfect, which is not necessarily what you want in a game. Mass volumes of finaglings. Oh, yeah, I think he may have steam cleaned himself, but he's only got a tiny amount of health left, so maybe. Do you know what? I'm suddenly growing slightly attached to this party because they're doing surprisingly well. I mean, they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I do prefer someone with a bit more brute force when it comes to my second person, but I can't deny I'm getting the feeling that Triple Ravager is something I should have considered more, and maybe it does have a place in my usual lineup of paradigms. Can't guarantee I'll stick to that plan, but you know, to a certain extent I do feel like it may have. But it is, I can't deny, you do need a commando at one point, but flitting between Triple Ravager and Commando might not be a terrible one. You need a tactician, like Jimbo. I don't know if he'd be classified as a tactician. I don't think he particularly supported. He wasn't particularly supportive of the people in Bullseye, was he? He was more ridicule. So I reckon he'd probably be a saboteur, perhaps, undermining the enemy's efforts. I mean, in fairness, they have made some peculiar RPGs. Some have worked and some haven't, but it wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't put it past them to sort of, no, 0 stars. Well, I mean, that's disappointing, but technically, I don't know, felt like we got through the fight reasonably well. Bombshells again. Verdelay's gone down. Right, I believe, was that, is this C1 or C1? I think this was C1 we just did, wasn't it? So theoretically this is going to be D1, which means we've reached the Tomberries. Have we reached the triple threat of Tomberries? Yes, we have. Okay, well, we're here slightly earlier than I expected. Because those fights didn't... You know, I suppose arguably, I say slightly earlier. It still took me about 20 minutes to get through those fights. But they seemed to go smoothly enough. Despite my use of 2 of the weaker characters. So maybe, just a maybe, I've been underestimating. Don't underestimate me, baby. Ooh. Love a TV host Street Fighter. I suppose I can only redo Mortal Kombat. Jim Bowen versus Cilla Black. I've sent you to an island. Or what is it?
Yeah, I'm Cilla Black. I've sent you to an island paradise with your date of your dreams. But it turns out that island is an active volcano.
Fatality. That is probably, I'm willing to embrace and admit it, but that is probably the worst, the absolute worst impression of Cilla Black I think I've ever heard. So that is something. Okay, let's go over caution first. Now I do feel like maybe instead of diversity, what we'll do is the double medics and sentinel, so that we've got a heavy duty heal in it. Pop that instead of try disaster. Pop bully up there because we're kind of actually no. We'll continue working from the top. Maybe combat clinic in second. No, combat clinic in third place. Try disaster there. Okay. So the only slight issue we might have is if those changes don't save, because that would be a you bastard. Well, I suppose we're gonna find out if death works a little earlier than expected. Abilities. Where is death? Go. Death. And death did not work. Go death. Go death. Is it going to turn out that it is immune to death? I mean, it definitely doesn't seem to say it's immune to death. So go death. The plan is already falling apart. The plan is already falling apart. Go death. Death! It didn't work. It did damage. It didn't actually kill it. Okay, go death. We're going to have to start healing in a moment or two. Go death! God damn it. Let's go to attrition because we're going to need some medic. We're going to need a medic in this house. Go death! Fingers crossed for death. God damn it. No, don't auto hinder. Go death! Go on, go death! Go death. God damn it. Okay, over caution once again, get the sentinels back working, and then finally, go death! Ah, come on, death. Nope. Come on, death. Come on, death. You can do it, death. I believe in you, death. Nope. I believe in you, death. I believe this is a decent solution, but I'm beginning to think death is not going to work. Death is not what it used to be. It doesn't fuck up your career prospects. Come on, death. Go death. It's your birthday. I want to kill it like it's your birthday. It's not working. It's doing a little bit of damage, but it is not actually doing death. Come on, death. Nope. Best get attrition going again. Go death. Yes. No. Go death. Yes. No. Go death. Okay, hang on. Let's try and pain. Fog. No. Imperil. No. Is there not? No, I don't think there is. Dispelga, Stopga, Quake, Libra, Summon. No, okay, so. Go death! You can probably pop down to double sentinel again. Go death! And we need that medic back on board. Whoa there! Okay, yep, no, right, well we just straight up lost there. Good.
Is it really over?
Good. So, in all of those death attempts, literally none of them worked. Tasty, tasty death bullshit. I hate this game. It's like I had a plan, I had a lovely plan, and the game went, fuck your plan. Fuck you, and fuck your plan. Because death apparently doesn't work on Tomberries. Despite the obvious fact that there's clearly not an obvious sign that it says they're immune to death. They're either immune to death, or they are so resistant to death, they might as well be immune to death. I think we might be at the end of my my willingness to bother. I had a feeling that one was going to see me. I was hoping to get the back attack, but apparently that was not to be. Go death! Nope. Go death!
Just try it.
Well, I had a feeling it was going to happen. But it is just like, come on. Come on. I mean, like, it's immune to having its magic stopped. It's immune to having its physical attack stopped. And it's immune to the sort of anti-vigilance thing. Which I can't remember what it's called. But there's no sign there suggesting it's immune to death. And yet, apparently, it is immune to death. Which is just... fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. It means that there is no plan that I can enact at this point in time that allows me to beat this. Which is just tiresome. Yeah, I think it's pain that might be the one. Oh no, yeah, fog and pain they're definitely immune to. In peril, I mean... Poison, technically they're not immune to poison. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's going to be that useful. But we'll try popping those on, but I get the impression, yeah, I mean... You can see there, it just didn't... Their resistance to all status ailments is perhaps so high that this plan is just not viable. Which I suppose, I don't know. I don't have an alternate plan. It's kind of like, well, we'll just carry on trying to use death, I suppose. Didn't you just hate it when you think you might have a solution around, you know, you see like the path ahead of you is blocked with like a massive pile of bullshit, and you think, okay, well maybe I can go through the forest to the side of me, and it turns out the forest is equally full of bullshit, and you just realise that to the left of you is bullshit, to the right of you is bullshit, straight ahead of you is bullshit, and you've got no real way around any of the bullshit that is being presented to you. So you end up just sort of going, well, it looks like I'm going to trudge through the bullshit. And so you just resign yourself to your fate and start thinking about how you're going to clean your boots off afterwards. You may be thinking, you know what, I might just get rid of the boots and buy a new pair. I think that's probably going to be the easiest way of doing it once you are trying to trudge through the bullshit. No, I mean, he's just healed himself again. I don't know precisely. I suppose if I knew precisely how all of their moves worked, maybe I'd understand how to do this, but I think the only solution is blitz. The only solution is blitzing them. Because death is not working. and all it's doing is giving them more and more opportunity to fuck me up. So yay. I don't think we're going to be doing any more of these. This is getting tiresome. Maybe a more professional sentinel, but I mean, if the sabotage doesn't work, the sabotage doesn't work, does it? Not a lot of point in thinking about how to get the sabotage to work when the sabotage doesn't work. So, yeah. I haven't really got a solution to this problem, and this problem is pissing me off. Yes, indeed. I don't think Fang has death. So even if I wanted to be Fang, I wouldn't be able to use death. Not that death has worked, so it's not like it's really done anything. Stun and seal magic, deal magic. Stun a target, curse, pain, fog, slow, imperil, jinx. No, jinx is not of any use. Certainly something to consider. You do have a little bit of synergist in you, but not a lot. Not enough to really make it worthwhile, I don't think, is it? You have a few of the abilities, but bar fire, bar thunder, yeah, they're not the most useful of abilities. Protect rather, fair dues on that one, but and Shelra, congratulations on those two. That's not the world's worst of things, but at the moment you are kind of stuck on the bars, which means I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near those, and they're not exactly the ones I need anyway. We'll try having a triple Ravager available. I suppose maybe a double medic one wouldn't go amiss. Pop that down there, and then maybe medic, saboteur, and commando maybe. I don't know. We'll try that, see if... I mean, basically the plan on this occasion is to just try and hope I can blitzkrieg them down with Ravager. Ravager strats, really. If I can throw down the triple Ravager, maybe I can just overwhelm the stagger meter in such a way that I might actually get somewhere. Whether I'm not... Oh, you little fucking bastard shitheads. Why do you have to keep being dickheads when it comes to me getting the surprise attack on you? There's no need for it. And yet, you insist on doing it. Try disaster. Right. Ideally, I'm going to try disaster. And it's going to be disaster for you guys. Essentially, what I'm hoping for is that they will super duper blitz up that meter. I don't know how long we've got until I need another commando, but we'll go there and see. Now we're going to need a little bit of diversity anyway, I think. That's fine. Get some health back. I think they can... I mean, this feels pointless, because they... In a matter of minutes, they're going to go... Oh, we're bored. That's the end of the fight. And decimate us. So it's kind of... it does feel a little bit sort of what is the fucking point. Because that grudge manoeuvre is absolute horseshit. And there's no real counteracting that manoeuvre. So, kind of stuck. The only thing I could perhaps do is look up a guide, and I really can't be bothered to do that. I don't really want to have to sort of go, right, I'm following this by the lesson, that'll get it done. Especially considering the fact that I've probably not got my characters set up to the optimal side of things either. Oh great, lightning's almost dead. Fantastic. Means I kind of need to get back to being a medic, in fairness actually. Probably need to go back to double medics really. I say back to double medics of course. Oh, there we go. Deep-seated grudge, yeah. I mean... I got fucking nothing, I don't think, on this. I got close to chipping off that stagger meter. And then they just went no. Again. I think sabotage is pointless. Synergy might be beneficial, but problem is, who am I going to replace as? I suppose it's going to. I mean, it has to be. Well, no, I don't have medic. I don't think, do I? Did I give him any level of medic? I don't think I did I? Or did I? No, he does have a little bit of medic. I wonder if we can get to another healing spell at least. Nope. Good. Which would mean I'd end up having to train, because that's always fun. Oh, blurg. Do it in an easy triple Ravager. Relentless Assault perhaps not going to be that useful. Double Medic's probably going to be the more useful. We'll have that. Actually, I can't imagine Double Medic and Sentinel's going to be that much more useful than anything else. Can't really see any other thing I want at the moment. Mostly going to be trying to use discretion and try disaster, I think, with a little bit of synergist thrown in for the hope. Oh, you fucking cocksuckers. No, will you turn around? And then we might actually stand a chance. Well, no, we don't stand a chance of blitzkrieging them immediately, because of course I didn't plan for the blitzkrieg immediately this time. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sometimes I hate you all. I hate you all so much. Okay, we have got a little bit of blitzkrieg available to us. Come on, here we go. Although that stagger meter's going down fucking quickly, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Why are we don't seem to be doing much in the way. I suppose arguably, yeah, when we're doing that, we probably need launch available. It's not going to happen, is it? It's fucking shite. Absolute fucking shite. They are just too strong. You can't blitz them, you can't overwhelm them, you can't do shit all against these things. Get haste going and then, I don't know, fucking... I think it's probably time to stop. Because it's just going absolutely fucking nowhere. Why do we... Oh, they can knight... That's why it's not... Oh, right, yeah. No, they can Fucking hell. They can remove buffs. They remove buffs. Of course they do. Of course they do. Why would there be any fucking weakness in these absolute dickheads? And I don't think the data log gives any clue whatsoever, which is just stupid. No, I mean, fuck's sake. Half damage on both magical and physical. A weakness to earth. But how am I supposed to keep the... You can't get... I mean, I'll go into the battle once and see what Quake does, but it's literally... It's going to be one attack and then that's it. I can't do it anymore. Because the techniques require TP. And if you use the TP, you've used the TP. Yeah, it's done fuck all, hasn't it? It's done fuck all. See what I don't know if I can really be bothered anymore with this, because it's just utter garbage. I'm looking it up if anybody even remotely gives a shit anymore. No, I just want to because it's a challenge and I like to actually be good at something. But don't worry, games like this always like to put me back in my place. Button, as usual. Let's see. Let's try that then. Can't imagine it'll actually work because they'll just end up dying. But yeah, might as well give it a go. So. I need to check that Fang actually has the ability suggested here. Yes, you do. Bravo. So arguably I should probably check if anybody's got the upgraded version, because that might be useful. No, okay. So, let's see. We want that. That seems to be the starting point. Oh, tortoise. Okay. Not sure about that idea, but it's an option, I suppose. Solidarity might not go amiss. And diversity, maybe. And outside of that, I don't know if there's much point in worrying too much about it, because we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this. But it seems most things seem to suggest you need to get that preemptive strike, which is a problem. Oh, also, I do want to... on the bloody button, there we go. Which one? Or can I use them both? Well, I think maybe I can use them all. So... that one should be fine. Well, alright, fuck it, I'll use that. I'll use one of them. And I'll use one of them. So I have all of the doings, although I may find I've wasted those if I don't get this fucking back attack. Although maybe if I use the Deceptor Soul, I can get the back attack. So all shrouds have been utilised for the back attack. Now Quake active. Now basically I believe Blitzkrieg, one of them down. So come on. I'm tapping the button because I really want it just to do quickly, now, immediately. Come on. Now I feel like we're in the same situation as I'm usually in. So clearly I've done this wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to have changed to aggression far earlier. I don't know, but either way, this is kind of exactly the same situation as we've been in several times, but I suppose that one's technically still staggered, so we should probably go and focus on that one for now. Can we actually manage to take this thing down? It would seem yes, we can, and now we've just got one left, which is probably going to be better to stick with Relentless Assault for the foreseeable, as we can possibly get that stagger back in, which I think is going to be required. Especially considering all of my buffs are now they're wearing off / being chipped away by the little shit. Oh god, Brooding Grudge, which one's this? Is this going to be the Piss Taker? I feel like this one might end up being the Piss Taker. Imminent Grudge, I don't think is going to be... Ah, god damn it. Well, there we have a situation and a problem. I'm assuming bloody Quake won't help me all that much again. It's certainly done a thing, but it's not done much. No. I think we're going to end up just having... Whoops, wrong button. Well, it's the right button for what it does, I just didn't mean to push it. We're just going to end up, I think, having exactly the same problem, just this one last fucking Tombury is going to not die. Because why would they consider dying? When, you know, they could be dickheads instead. Come on, game. Just I mean, why are they? They don't seem to be taking damage, they don't now. It's probably because we've run out of buffs. Run out of everything. I've got options. If he kills everybody bar Fang, I've got options, but outside of that, I'm not sure I see the options. That's not the optimal one at the moment. I need health, but I need to keep the heat on. Serious Grudge, I think that's the deadly one. Oh, yeah, no, okay, right. Good, good. He just fucking healed himself. Oh, what is fucking Tombury's problem? Could they just not have the healing part? That's all I need, is for them to not have the healing part. It's just so stupid.
You know what to do.
It's like it's perfectly designed to infuriate people. I don't know how to not... One Tombury now is going to just shit on everything I'd like to have happen. Because I cannot get it to not be a fucking obstacle. Because it just... Why? Like, there's too much health bar. And 0 damage, it feels like. Because, of course, it's got bloody halved. This is why I don't do fucking challenges. Easy mode and breeze fucking through. Tiresome nuisance.
Now that's more like it.
Because this is just, it's not doing what I need. Which is basically kill the fucking dick. I really do wish summons did a bit more these days. Because they just feel so underwhelming. Like really, it feels just like it's just time consuming more than anything else, isn't it? All this flashy stuff and they have done fuck all damage to it. And even that number looks like it's quite high. Looks like a reasonably high number. Shit all. And somehow, and because I suppose it took a few moments to fire off the ability, of course, naturally, absolutely fucking to be expected, entirety of my stagger meters died. I think I might have to face the fact that this is impossible, aren't I? Because there's just, it's not happening. Not happening at all. Because I've got, oh, Imminent Grudge, awesome, cool, that's good. I don't really have any options to bring the boy back. Fuck's sake. Vehement Grudge now, is that, that's straight up killed me. Cool. Cool. Good. It's good. Fucking good. Did that burn all of them? No, I think they're back. I don't know. I mean, I could go train, but that feels worthless at this point. Oh yeah, I've done Sentinel. Commando. Yeah, we finished Commando, so we might as well complete Saboteur. Well, I say that. I'm not going to actually complete Saboteur because it's going to take more points than that. But get the boys' points spent as well. I'm assuming Ravager is probably the one you've got left to do. It's well played. Down the lovely path. Now, guessing Commando for you? Yep. The other problem, of course, is there's E1 as well, so it's not like it's going to be suddenly, oh wow, and now we've actually won. We've won the fight, and now we can move on. No, we just move on to another fight that'll be an arse-ache. Medic is probably the most likely one for you. Yes, it is. And it's certainly... Whoops, no. I was about to say it's worthless trying it again, so it's not worth actually fighting it. I suppose we could try the Oshu outside. Not from this area, but from the other area, so we can gather a treasure chest there, perhaps. But outside of that, I think I may be at my limit, because it's just now... I can't. I've already got that. I was noting it down last week, writing bastard under each one that beat me. So there's already technically a list. But, yeah. I must admit, I can't remember how the system works, if you can come back here or not. Granted, if you can't come back here, you're going to be I think I'm already probably vastly overpowered for the end game of the fucking thing. Which is slightly ridiculous, but there you go. Do I want this team? Yeah. Probably don't want these paradigms, to be honest. I think we'll go back to a more general standard fare. I'll tell you what, we haven't played as Lightning for a while, so we'll pop Lightning in there. The boy can stay, and you know what? Snow can stay as well. Yeah. Sabotage is usually useful, so... Yeah, I think... Alright, we'll rely on Fang for sabotage, perhaps. Commando, you're not exactly the best. No, you're going to be better off as a commando. Fuck's sake. Op, please, game. Ravager. So we've got the standard. I could have used that one as the standard, but never mind. Saboteur. Synergist. Commando. Medic. Commando. Because I actually wanted you to be a Ravager. Probably Commando on that one. Sentinel. Synergist. Maybe Commando. Sentinel. Medic. And maybe we'll try a bit more of the Ravager. The Ravager like that. It's a Ravager. A Ravager like that. Something like that will do nicely enough for general use combats. But I don't really have a goal as to where to actually go now. Because I really just wanted to get those done and dusted, but they refused point blank to go down, which is supremely frustrating. Because I suppose at this point I've got a choice to either just continue the storyline and go fuck it, I'm not coming back and I can't be bothered, or go around running about trying to beat random monsters for training purposes, but that is probably going to be random encounters for the next 2 hours, which I don't know if I've got the endurance for that at the moment. Because as much as it's a decent enough battle system, it is still slightly tedious if you're doing exactly the same thing over and over again with barely any sort of goal in mind. Is that one I've actually done? Yeah, it must have been the one that opened this area, surely. I suppose there's a slightly easier way of finding out. Examine it and it will tell me if I've slain the beast. Yes, I have. There we go. Good. Oh, was that the one that was a secret tombery or something? Might have been. One by itself was semi-tolerable. Could you attack me, please? If you wouldn't mind getting on with it. Look, down here. Down here. Absolute bellends. Fine, I'll go up to your friend up here then, shall I? I'll have to engage you if you refuse to engage me. Apparently you refuse to engage me. I think we've got all the scans, pretty much got all the scans for almost every beastie on the field, I think. Oh, wonderful. Bloody poison and in peril already. It's a good start to a battle. Good start to a battle. Alright. But luckily these guys are fairly sort of chump change now, so they should go down without too much trouble. But yeah, see, this is now just... And it's weird, of course, because previously I've been doing just battling as I've been making my way across the landscape. And it's been fine, but now it's annoying me having to battle things, because it feels now just like tedium. Whereas previously it didn't, despite the fact that it is exactly the same thing. But there you go. I suppose it's a different mental state now, isn't it? Previously it was the glory of wandering the plains and exploring the world, and now it's the you've been beaten and there's fuck all you can do about it. And it's a very different different state of being when it comes down to that one. Seath Tears. We'll make the effort to upgrade my weapons in a not too distant future. I'm fairly certain I'm not going to be able to get the preemptive on these guys. But I did. Apparently they were not paying attention. They are useless. Marvellous. Always good to know. Useless people. Or useless monsters, rather. I suppose it's because they're humanoid in shape that I considered them people. But they're not. They're foul, disgusting monsters and must be eradicated from the world. So that is what we shall do. His little friends have gone. Goodbye, Mr. Goblin Chieftain. Now it's your turn to die by my hand. My hand of death is coming for you. But don't worry, the hand of life is on its way as well. But which will get to you first. Oh, the hand of death got to you first. Oh, that's a shame. You're dead now. 5 stars, good. Always good to see. Especially because it gets me more items to pump into my weapons as well. I didn't get the back attack on that time. Shame. I suppose these guys were a bit more active, weren't they? The others seem to be sleeping, lazing by the wall on a sunny afternoon. These guys were skating all over the place on their little wheelie feet. Ooh, wheelie feet. Really, really weird feet. What have they got? Really, really weird feet. Really, really weird feet. That's what they have. Ooh, that's good for them. Because they can just sort of wheel around now. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Staggered a man. Staggered him real good. Do-do. Diddle-diddle-diddle-dee-dee-dee. Diddle-diddle-dee-dee-dee. Come on, hurry up. Sometimes you do seem rather slow. It's quite annoying. Let's go. Do-do-do. Fiendish horn and something else. Not entirely sure what that something else was. It's a shame there's no, like, it really feels like there should be a chocobo available to me. But there isn't, so, you know. Slowly walking is the dish of the day. Slowly meandering through the wilderness. Do-do-do-do-do. Access the shop. Actually, not the shop. It was supposed to be the upgrade station. That was what I wanted. But I didn't get it. Let's have a go upgrading the Helter Skelter a bit more. Let's sort these into their appropriate order, because that helps out. Basically the lower tier ones are what you need to get the boost to the bonus, and they're at the earlier stage of the list, and then you head to the end of the list where, theoretically at least, something like the bomb core, there you go. You can see the bomb core was very, very good. 1.75 already, nice. Fractured horn, can we get that up? No. Fiendish horn. Marvellous, up to 200%, that means hopefully, yes, these many bombshells give me a large volume of points, although didn't do as much as I was hoping for though. Which I suppose it's really the way it goes. You never quite get the amount you're hoping for. Oh, level improved though, oh no, that's something. And an experience bonus, good, that's what I wanted to say. Marvellous, another experience bonus. Transformers? No, they appear to be shit. I mean, they're not intolerable, but they're not exactly good either. I think we might be out of the good stuff. Ploughing a load of garbage, but doesn't seem worthwhile throwing good stuff after bad. So, in fairness, I've now basically used everything I've got, so I'm not likely to get very far with Snow's one, but still, well, it is close, so we might be able to just jigger it into at least the next level. even if I can't jigger it into anything further. There we go, that gets me the next level, so unfortunately not a lot else to do. I suppose I might be able to spend some of my cash to try and pick up some high-end gubbins, but the problem is you've got to be careful because you limited cash flow, so it's not like you can just do a load of battles and hop round. I'm using one hand just in case you were wondering why I'm smashing into all the walls. Because I'm drinking, by the way, nothing else. Right, hopefully this will be a easy peasy battle. They're only goblins, and they've all been staggered early doors. Yes. Plus, I've got some nice area of effect spells coming down on their heads, which is always good to clear out a useless crowd. Although one of them survived reasonably well. Come along. I know, 0 patience for it now. Which is a slight problem. Oh yes, indeed. The old I've been playing it X number of hours fatigue has kicked in. And now everything is wrong. Everything wrong with the game is being highlighted tenfold. Just keep wandering through the wilderness. That's the ticket. It's the only option we have. Oh, must be the second one. I was gonna say I knew there was a Triffid here somewhere. It's just I refused to pop out the bush, but apparently I suppose I did get the wrong Triffid. Oh, make them eat it. Make them eat it like a good un. Make them eat it like their pudding. They enjoy the pudding. Everybody needs pudding. Pudding in their life. Pudding in your death. Would you like some death pudding? I bet you'd love some death pudding. Is there more? Or is that the cactuar? Nope, there's more Triffids. Oh, we'll take down some more Triffids. Let's go to the gardening centre and prune ourselves a Triffid right now. There we go. That was a very quick trip to the gardening centre, but oh, it was only one Triffid after all. What is up this hill? There is nothing up this hill. I'm disappointed by this hill. More Triffids there? No, they are real plants. Little sheep, do you have anything pertinent? No. No, I have nothing pertinent. Can we get the back attack on this cactuar? No, I'm not convinced because I think that cactuar is looking at me. Just constantly, yeah. And also it's very difficult to catch a cactuar. Once you do, you can fight it and hopefully beat it. Unless it's a super special cactuar, in which case we might not be able to. Nope. Appears to just be a standardised cactuar, which means we should be able to win reasonably comfortably. I say reasonably comfortably, difficult to know for certain. Come on guys, you can do it. Oh nice, you put the stop on him. Very well done. Let's get back to Relentless Assault and take advantage of the stop. Well, I haven't said that yet, I was just going to say, genuinely, it wore off before I was able to say the words. It wears off quite quickly, which is almost an embarrassment, isn't it, game, really? Should have given me a little bit more stop for me buck, but apparently not so much. Come on, guys, get the flames on. Do it justice. Do the Human Torch justice. Nice. 5 stars, baby. 5 stars. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. I suspect there's more Triffids up this hill. Yeah, definitely at least a couple of Triffids. Don't know whether there's some on the other side or not, but we'll deal with these Triffids first, eh? No point in getting too far ahead of yourself on your Triffid hunting. Why are you hunting triffids? I don't know. They're easy and they're here. They're easy and they're here. That's all the motivation I need. Just hunting goddamn triffids all day. I mean, Viagra. That'd probably do it, wouldn't it? That'd keep it up. The boy said, let's keep this up, if you were unaware. Just in case it didn't, the audio didn't pop as much. Right, can we? Probably not, because I can't even see the bastard. I suppose really I should embrace the idea. Oh, I think we might have actually got the rear attack. Maybe? Nope. Cool. Right, well, we'll use roughly the same strategy against the other one that we've used in the past, because I think this is the same Otto. So we'll try and defeat its children first, because then when it summons more children, we hopefully won't be overrun by children. However, if we can't defeat at least one child, that plead is going to be a pain. Take down the macro chew. Choo 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 choo. We've got plenty of trains for you. Choo 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 choo. Always makes me think of playing. What's it? In Space Channel 5. Because in that one of the words they use as their thing is choo choo. That's the thing. Pollen. Yeah, I had a feeling pollen was going to be a problem. Wasn't it? Yeah, I'm not chewing through the children as quickly as I really need to be chewing through the children, which I think is going to be a problem. Oh God! Please don't make me strategize for this fight as well, game. Doing my head in with all this demanding I think about my actions and do things efficiently and better. Fuck's sake. I signed up to Final Fantasy XIII, and do you know why I signed up to Final Fantasy XIII? Because it's supposed to be linear and straightforward, and all you got to do is push a button. I'm just thinking malarkey. Oh, goddamn fucking pollen. Stop pleading with the fucking big chunky bastard. He doesn't care. No, apparently he does care because he's going to pollen everybody again. What an utter prick. Please stop using pollen. It's doing my head in. God damn it, I think I'm about to die if Hope can't get his finger out. Yeah, I think we've got problems because that pollen is just overwhelming my ability to survive. Just need to get rid of the children. Well, I do wonder slightly now if I can leave one child alive, maybe. Just maybe. I would find that he would not summon more children, whereas now he's encouraged to summon more children. But if you do summon more children here, I will have to kill your children. Do you want that? I don't think you do. No, don't make me kill more microchews. You don't want that, do you now? No, you don't want me killing your children. This guy's not going down like the other one went down, is he? Also, is he immune to like basically every status ailment? No, so why are no status ailments hitting him? Get a bit of bully going here. Get me some. Here we go, now we've got a bit of debuff on him. Now he's going to have to deal with that poison again by getting some health back. Seed dispersal, there we go. That's what we didn't want to see. Especially, that's another fucking 5 children. I think at this point it might be beneficial to ignore the children, although I feel like it's going to be very troublesome to ignore the children. Because there are 4 of them. Yeah, 4 of the buggers. But do we have a double medic here somewhere? No, we don't. Okay, that could be a problem, because Hope is hopeless at this point. He's proving an absolutely incapable healer, although I suppose give him credit where credit is due. He has actually kept us alive throughout this entire battle, so we might actually win, because the big guy's done, which means I can move onto the microtubes, and they cannot plead anymore, so they can't heal, which means I should be quidsing right now. Here we go. Get a bit of bully in your face right now, so that we can get synergy going. No dispel for you, sir, no. I refuse to allow you to get the thing. Slightly intriguing, I might have to look into that. I just realised there's one box that I haven't ticked yet, and I also haven't written bastard next to it, so clearly I haven't faced it, because otherwise it would either have a tick or it would have bastard written next to it. So I suppose maybe that will have to be my goal, but that will not only mean going all the way back there, but also that was a shockingly shitty attempt, but I suppose wasn't necessarily, although we clearly managed to pilfer the treasure chest, so yeah. Do you want a quick reminder of why you did that? For absolutely no reason. Yeah. I thought that's what I saw when you were doing that. Yeah. I'm aware. Painfully aware that I just did that for no good reason. Superb. I suppose it does help with getting the bloody experience points, but oh, we've got another diggy opportunity. Where is your diggy opportunity? Looks like it's oh, it's just straight up respawn. That's good to know. In fact, in fairness, everything is straight up respawn, doesn't it? But it's still quite annoying, isn't it? Go for all that effort to try and kill the thing. And lo and behold, it ventures back to me immediately. They could have at least given it like 5 minutes, you know? Oh, fanciness, I think. I don't know, what is it? Go on, what is it? A tetradic tiara. Oh, right, it's just that. It's fine. We've technically already got one, so... well, that's fine. Oh, more Triffids. Yes, indeed, do. I don't... like, if I want to fight monsters, I can't really be on a chocobo, but if I want to move at some degree of pace that doesn't equal a snail, I have to travel on a chocobo. So it's a nice kind of twisted loop of irritation again, isn't it? Not entirely sure. I was gonna say, I think it's usually in the middle, so we should be able to find it. Peck. Is it going to be a bit of gold? Oh no, it's going to be another item. Oh, another tetradic tiara or something else. A plush chocobo. I don't really need another plush chocobo, but I guess I'll take whatever I can lay my hands on. So, fun fact, I'm going to be trying bosses that are even tougher than the Tomberries now, because, you know, psychotic beyond comparison. Right, what we got here? So, what's the lowest one there? 56, which appears to be... I don't know which one. Yeah, it's one of these, but it doesn't give me any real clue as to which one it is. Good. I think I have to dismount anyway, so bye-bye, Mr. Chocobo, bye-bye. Not sure we really need to see right up a Chocobo's arse, but clearly the game developers felt that the correct situation was to show right up it. 61, I Juggernaut. Well, we have technically faced a Juggernaut before, but I suspect that's going to be a souped up one. I'm looking for a toothy grin. Everybody show me your toothy grins. Deja vu. A Jailer Titan. Again, we've technically defeated a Jailer Titan, but again, I do suspect all of these are going to be souped up versions. The Two-Faced Fiend, the Zenitra. Again, I think we faced a Zenitra in the... Oh, actually, no. Yeah, Zenitra is one officially marked bastard. So, that's fine. The Colour of Many. Another Humbubba. Fairly certain we have beaten a Humbubba, though. What's yours is Brine. Ah, there's a Huggins back. And a toothy grin, the Oogaloo. Oogaloo. Oh, is he coming straight up here? Oh, well, that's going to make it slightly convenient. Oh, these are more Titan challenges. Oh, great, these are more Titan challenges. Oh, he's giving it a big roar, isn't he? Big roar. Mission commenced. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, golly, I don't know if I like or appreciate this, but I suppose we'll basically head on over to the Chocobo, I guess. But yeah, we've ended up with quite the mist. Quite the misty issue. Yes, indeed we do. It's a horrendous mist. I don't know whether that's meant to be sort of quite so just appearing and disappearing in such a fashion, but it might just be where I've lowered settings, I suppose. But it is slightly peculiar seeing this kind of mist kind of gathering around me and then disappearing, and then gathering around me and then disappearing. Do 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 do. Off we go on a chocobo. It's time for a little adventure and a digging opportunity. Diggy, diggy, diggy. Let's get digging. Nope. I went too far for the digging. The digging said no. Where do we think the digging will say yes? Up here somewhere? So we're definitely getting close. There we go. Diggy, diggy, diggy. Time for a little digging. What have you found, young choke? Young chocobo. Oh, it's another actual item, so... What's this? I do not know. A Moogle puppet! Yay! I went to all the effort of digging out a Moogle puppet. I'll head in this direction. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Technically, I should probably be taking as many opportunities as I can to get in as many battles as I can, but... yeah, right, go on. I suppose we'll do that. We'll take the slow ray. We shall get off the chocobo, take the slow path, and get as many CPs as we possibly can. Get so many CPs. We'll have CPs for days. Wherever you go, you will see. You will CP. It doesn't matter if you're in a bathroom or not. You'll just see pee. Pee everywhere. Peeing all over the place. Peeing all the time. Really need to just double check I am actually going the right way, as I am. Marvellous. It's what we like to see. My navigational... Well, you will seize me pee. Yeah, I will. I will seize his pee. And I will drug test it. And I will then arrest him for being enjoyable and good at painting. Because there's definitely drugs involved. So you better watch out as well. If anybody drug tests you, they're going to go, fuck, they found out why he's so good at painting. He's on drugs. Do 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 do. Diddle diddly. Right, okay, where is it? Oh, we just wanna run along this path now, do we? If there's no enemies along this path, I'm gonna realise that I really want to just keep the chocobo. But kinda hoping you're not gonna be Who am I? Oh, there they are. There are some enemies. Not incredibly good enemies, and probably not worth a huge amount of crystal points, but I suppose easy is probably beneficial, but then again, there is a negative to easy. When it gets too easy, of course, it's not satisfying. But when it's too hard, it's an irritation. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to get that sweet spot in the middle. That sweet, sweet spot in the middle where you've gone, this is just right. I feel challenged, but I feel like I can do it. Do, 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 do. Get the jelly tots out. Everybody get your jelly tots out now. That's a full-on command. Just get your jelly tots out and then stand at the window shouting, I have jelly tots. That is what you got to do. Really? Really? 3 stars? How the fuck is that 3 stars? Are you shitting me? I mean, I killed them in 14 seconds, which is 3 seconds under the required time. Mixed with the fact that they didn't exactly damage me, did they? It's not like they killed me. I'd understand if they'd killed me, but no. They did very little. They may have slapped me around a couple of times. I don't think slapping me around a couple of times is worthy of a demerit of 2 stars game.
Let's keep this up.
I plan to keep it up. I plan to. There you go, 5 stars that time. See, you do understand on some occasions how to do it properly. It's just on a vast majority of the time where you suddenly go, no, I don't really want to do it properly. Sorry. Oh, big fella. Well, he shouldn't prove too troublesome, but you know, he might do. A bit of bully. Everybody loves a bit of bully in the evening. Everybody loves a bit of bully in the day. Doesn't matter what time you do a bit of bully. Everybody loves a bit of bully. Oh wow. Oh, I suppose Fang probably does buy slow, perhaps, because she does have slow. Which is possibly one of the saboteur moves that Vanille doesn't have. One of the only, one of the few she doesn't have. Do 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 do. And there we go. It goes down like the little bit. 1 star. Are you fucking? What the fuck are you on? Again, I suppose it's because time seems to play such a huge factor. Although we have just obviously discovered that time doesn't play a huge factor since I was under the time, and it's still subtracted 2 stars when we're rating. So this star rating, I think trying to understand the star rating of Final Fantasy XIII is akin to looking into the world of Cthulhu. It will drive you insane, and you will learn nothing if you try. Do, 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 do. Bing, bing, bing. See that again? 2 seconds under, and yet it's classified as nope. You did not do it efficiently. You let them slap you around. Well, of course I let them slap me around. I can't do anything other than let them slap me around. They slap you around. That's what happens. The enemy gets a turn. That's how a turn-based battle system works. Although this is not officially turn-based. It's got turn-based aspects, but not officially. Kind of an action turn. With all the sort of timing meters. Biddly-diddly-dee. That's right, if in doubt, break out the biddly-diddly-dee. Everybody loves a little bit of biddly-diddly-dee. I can't imagine everybody loves a biddly-diddly-dee. But you never know. Maybe the biddly-diddly-dee lives in your heart. And the biddly-diddly-dee is whatever you want it to be. So everybody must love the biddly-diddly-dee. Because it's fuck you game. I mean, it certainly knows how to break a thought track, doesn't it? By going, no stars for you. I suppose the preemptive strike helps a lot with the stars, perhaps, but I mean, helps or hinders, it doesn't matter. It's still a pain in the arse when they start going, no stars for you. You don't deserve stars. You're not allowed a star. You're not worthy of a star. Keeping our stars to ourselves. We've only got so many stars to give out throughout the entire game. Can't expect any high stars later if we give you all the stars now. So you have to make do with no stars. We'll give you 5 stars this time, because, you know, you made a fuss. You asked to see the manager, so we felt obliged to give you 5 stars. Let us travel along this path. Can we? Nah, fuck it. I was going to say, can we get the preemptive strike? And I probably could have if I'd really tried, but I realised I just couldn't give a shit. The enemies are suitably easy, that I think it's really only the stars that are going to, you know, benefit from a preemptive strike. In terms of pure damage. Purest damaggio. I will not have any real problems against them. Only 3 stars though. Keeps annoying me, despite the fact that I claim not to care too much about having lower stars. It still slightly gets to me that I've got low stars. Which is I suppose that's the hidden trauma of playing Final Fantasy XIII. Getting 3 stars when you deserve 5. Well, if that's exclusively the trauma, I think we're probably okay, aren't we? If that's not 5 stars, good. Good game. Good. You understand. You understand something at least. We don't know what, but you do understand something. Oh, fancy flipping. But we haven't really run around much as Lightning, have we? We've biased all the other characters because they are, I don't know, better? It's a bit unfair. It's not a bit unfair. It's supremely unfair. A diddle-dee. So we want to go down that light path over there. We might as well have a cheeky save. Why not? When it's offered to you. When it's offered to you. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, it's the annoying birds. Annoying birds with giant mouths and tusks. They do always slightly remind me of like totem poles, I think. It's because of the wings, I suppose. I don't know whether they're designed. Is their name Layak? Yeah. I think it's because their wings are almost wooden-esque as well. I don't know whether they're supposed to be... I'm assuming they are supposed to be moderately organic, but whether they're actually supposed to be able to fly with those tiny little wings, I do not know. It's not unreasonable to suggest that they're flightless birds, but nonetheless, they are just a peculiar little creature, aren't they? Like most of the things in this game, I suppose. It's quite nice, in a way, but they do have such a nice, you know, diversity of crazy little critters that you can enjoy viewing. Yes, you can. It is a delight. Really? One? Oh no, there's 2. If there was only 1 Gorgon Ospid, I mean 2 don't stand much of a chance, but only 1 would have been an absolute fucking rake. Rake? Yes. Yes, rake. You see, what happened there was I thought, do you know what? I'll use the word rape. I'll just rape them. And then I thought, no, I don't want to use the word in that context because, you know, shouldn't. And so I thought, do you know what? Actually, I'll say the word wreck. And unfortunately, when combining the 2, you end up with a rake. Which I can't imagine is how they came up with a name for rakes, but, you know. Good God, this thing is miles away, isn't it? Which I suppose I should have expected, but I suppose again I have to just lean back and think of the CP. Such a fanciful flip. It's like it's too many rotations is the thing. I don't think even the world's greatest athlete, world's greatest gymnast could pull off quite as many sort of rotations that Lightning seems to get through on those. And I do realise, strictly speaking, it doesn't have to be realistic. It's a fantasy game. But, you know, sometimes you look at it and you go, well, you could at least make that bit a little more realistic for a human to be able to pull off. But, there you go. It's not a hugely important thing. Hey, Big Bird. Do you wanna swoop down here and have a bit of a Barney? Yeah, you fucking want some? You want a bit of Barney rubble? Yeah, come on, son. Gonna twat you in the face, then maybe even twat you in the arse face that you seem to have. Again, this creature is weird because it's got the head at the front and then a giant arse mouth, which it can use as its feeding sloop or swoop. I think it's, I don't know, I think it's swoop. Swoop makes more sense, but it's just part of my brain going, I feel like it's already declared it as a sloop. No, a sloop is X-Men miniatures, isn't it? Scoop, scoop, stoop, stoop! Okay, it's none of the words I thought it was. It's a feeding stoop. It's bending down to eat its prey. I did it on precisely 33. I love how you're describing this new creature as odd. Well, they are. It's got an arse mouth. Let's be honest. Nothing but cat dog should have an arse mouth. And even then, cat dog should not have an arse mouth. I think it's safe to say nothing should have an arse mouth. If you have a mouth where your arse is, you've got troubles. And I don't think there's any helping you from those troubles. Those troubles are just unsolvable. Have you seen the goblins? Yeah, that's fair. The goblins are peculiar. They have no stomach. So how will they eat? Arms and legs with wheels. Hey, it makes for an efficient way of travelling. Because they can just skate everywhere. They saw, you know, they saw a skater once and thought, that's the way to go. We're going to evolve wheels in the future. Next year, Rodney, we're going to evolve wheels and be millionaires. And clothes with zippers, yeah, that's true. That's the old behemoths. They tend to have the clothes with the zippers on, which is very strange. Because you do question, like, that there's two options. Either someone went and dressed a behemoth in tight leather trousers with the zips all over them, or the other option is they are born and raised with tight leather trousers as just part of their being. And I think both options are peculiar. Because, you know, if they are just born with leather trousers, that's an odd evolutionary step, isn't it? You know what we need? Leather trousers, or leather shorts, technically, I suppose. Yeah, it's not something evolution, I think, would think up by itself. And then the other option, of course, the notion that it is some random guy going around going, do you know what this behemoth needs? I'm a brave man. I'm going to take this behemoth and I'm going to put it in leather shorts because maybe it's some kind of challenge. If you want to sort of be in the Hunters Guild, the hazing ritual is you have to go and put a pair of leather shorts on a behemoth, which is a very good way of, you know, shortening your lifespan by quite a substantial margin. Born with clothes sounds like a money-making venture to harvest. Yeah, if you can splice our DNA to be so that we're born with the leather shorts, that will save. I mean, it will save a certain amount of effort in choosing outfits, wouldn't it? And, you know, we'd all probably look quite good in our leather shorts. But then again, if we're all born with leather shorts, we'd probably end up going, yeah, but I want something more unique. I want to cover these leather shorts that everybody has with something else. So you'd end up with just the same thing. Just everybody knowing, though, that underneath you have a leather. Not leather. Yeah, leather shorts. Underneath you have leather shorts. Plus, it does feel like you would end up squeaking a bit, doesn't it? Oh, there is the Oogaloo. 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 Well, it's got some munchkins with it, which is fair. I can probably defeat munchkins easy enough. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure why it's got the munchkins with it, but I suppose it's sometimes best not to ask questions.
Thanks.
This thing's feeling like a regular Oogaloo, which is weird because a regular Oogaloo is not really going to be challenging me at the moment. Which I suppose, in fairness, considering the fuss you've made over the Tomberries, it's probably a good thing that it's not challenging you, but that's not 100% the point. But it does, I suppose. It gives me a few more targets, and as I can pop back now, and only 2 stars. Well, that's disappointing. I suppose maybe that's the real challenge behind it all, is the fact that you can only get very low. Oh, Rhodochrosite though. I don't know if I haven't necessarily got a purpose for Rhodochrosite at the moment, but you know, it's nice to have. It's nice to have on hand. You never know when I will need some Rhodochrosite. Oh, okay. I know I do not need Rhodochrosite because I've already got 7. Well, I already had 6 with the one on top. Is 7. Simple maths. That's right. Bring your kids for simple maths on a Saturday afternoon. If you take 6 things and you add 1, you have 7 things. That's right. 7 things. Don't worry, kids, this game's annoying the shit out of me. But it's fine. It's fine, parents. Leave your children with me. I will teach them many things, most of which are swear words, as I lose heavily and just have to sort of wander around this landscape. We shall walk around these parts, and it looks like the big bird's back indeed. But it's not strictly speaking a bird, is it? It's too lizard-like. It's more dragonic. Do. Svarog. Would Roger like a spa day? Yes. Yes, please do, Svarog. Kill it. Kill the beastie. Kill it stone dead. Oh yes indeed, please do. Feeding stoop. I will stoop to feeding. Feeding on you. Only 3. I know I'm too obsessed with the star rating. Every time it's less than 5 stars, I am inevitably going to comment on that and go, fuck you. I want more stars. Can't help myself. Despite knowing the fact that it is absolutely 100% meaningless in the grand scheme of things, at the very least. Technically, I think it gets you a little bit of extra CP, so strictly speaking, it is meaningful at the moment, where I'm after pretty much exclusively CP, but nonetheless, whee! Super duper flip time. But yeah, unfortunately, all we have to do now is just run back the way we came. And then we'll pick another quest, and then we'll be running off to do that quest. And then we'll have to run all the way back, and then we'll run all the way back to that quest. And that is our destiny, I'm afraid. That is our destiny. To just keep running, running around. Yeah, I think it is just follow the exclamation mark. Despite we're not going to actually get to the exclamation mark, because the exclamation mark is in fact progress, full uninhibited progress, unfathomable progress, the actual story progress. But for now, we're sort of locked. At the moment, I'm still locked in this notion of actually doing more side quests, which the first chunk of my willpower has been kicked out. But the Jenga tower of I want to do more side quests is still intact. But never fear. Give it a couple more kicks and my willpower to do side quests will leave. And I will move on and just do the storyline. And then hopefully that's the point where it will start being enjoyable again. When we go back to doing storyline. Because A, I'll probably be super overpowered. Having tried to do these side quests, and B, we'll start enjoying progress, and you know, we'll have a destination and an idea of where we're going and what we're trying to accomplish because it'll be story, which is basically we're going to want to try and stop Bartandalus and anybody else who gets in our way, which is basically everybody. That's what we need to do, yes. I think in total there is 13 chapters. Because I think I've mentioned this before, the whole game revolves around the number 13, which, to be honest, it's a little bit sort of on the nose with the idea of, you know, let's do everything themed around 13 because it's Final Fantasy 13. But I do quite like it as well. I do quite like the fact that they've weaved, or wove, I suppose, technically. They've wove the number 13 throughout the narrative, so I think you basically start 13 days before all the flashbacks are within 13 days of the main event that you start in, and then there's 13 chapters, and you know, just generally the number 13 crops up, which is quite nice. It's quite a good little extra thing to think about. I know, but you know, it's still what? Still 960 CP, so can't begrudge me 960 CP. Well, you could if you wanted to. Do. I think I've mentioned this before, but I do like Lightning's outfit. I like the sort of half cape thing she's got going on. Or, I don't know, it's not even, it's barely even half a cape, isn't it? It just comes off the one shoulder. But, I don't know, it's got a good flow to it as well. I think I have sort of, I've mentioned the aesthetics of her design, but I don't think we've drilled into the animation factor of it. And it's really nice, especially like you can see, not only can you see that flowing there, but you can, I don't know, just, it's probably, yeah, interestingly enough, it is probably a flat, it's obviously moving, which makes it difficult to tell, but it's probably a flat plane, which means, or is it, might not be. I suppose it may still be a flat plane, just skewed up a bit more, but yeah, it's moving a bit more. I was going to say it might, some of them I think would do this, but it of course would match up with how you would do capes on a miniature. So you'd work in the shadows and the lights where you want the folds of the cape to be, but you don't necessarily have to have the cape folding as such to work those folds in. Obviously, I suppose it's easier if the sculpt has folds in it, but nonetheless, you could do it on a flat surface, and then to the eye, because you've manipulated shadow and light, you will see a depth to it that doesn't really exist. Which I think, to a certain extent, it's very difficult to say. As I say, I think it is. I think it starts as a flat plane, but I think they have animated it to fold up a little bit more, so it does sort of fold in on itself, but still looks good. That's the crucial element. It's nice. It's a very nice little extra. A very nice little thing. I say extra, I mean it's technically a fundamental of her outfit, so not really an extra. She also has nice boots. I much prefer her boots than Fang's boots, because her boots look a bit more sort of like protective. Fangs are way too open, because I'm fairly certain Fangs both open at the heel, which really makes me think bad idea in a combat situation, and they open at the toes, which again feels like a mistake when you're a, you know, combatant in the fight. Although I know technically Spartans and that, they wore sandals, but it still feels like Lightning's boots are far better suited for a combat scenario. Granted, I'm not convinced a short skirt that short is suited for a combat situation, but then again, I suppose technically it gives a reasonable, depends on the material I suppose, but might give her a reasonable flex in the legs, so she can move her legs around easily enough. But I do feel like, you know, maybe trousers would have been a more suitable call for a military engagement, but yeah, you do you, Lightning, you do like you. Let's get a bit of bully on board. Get a little bit of slow on that bad boy so he can hardly move. And then get hasting on us. Everybody wants a little bit of Hastings. 1066. It's a shame I can't do like 1066 worth of damage. That would have been very appropriate, wouldn't it? Because it would have been, you know. Oh look, we've got Hastings. 1066. Oh, it's double 1066. That was an advert from years ago. Did you need to know that? No, you didn't. But there you go. That's the thing. This is rambling. There's nothing really happening in the game now. So it's random rambling. Rhyming as best as you can. Really, I just want another R word, but none cropped up in the brainium. The brainium in my fridge. Do you have a brain in your fridge? I think I did just admit to having a brain in the fridge, yeah. Is it your brain in the fridge? No. No, it's not. Whose brain's in the fridge? You wouldn't know him. But trust me, he deserved to be removed from society and his brain put in a fridge. Why did you keep the brain in the fridge? Well, you wouldn't keep it in a cupboard, would you? It would go off. Can't argue with that logic, though. Cannot argue with that logic. But I do have to ask the secondary question. Why keep the brain? You never know when a brain is going to come in handy. Just plug a couple of electrodes in it, and then plug those electrodes to your ears, and then you've got double the brain power. Because that's how brains work. They can work in sequence with one another. You just have to wire them up correctly. I think you'll find we all know this. Deep down, we all understand this. That's why deep down, we all crave a brain in a fridge. I don't know what's worse, the da-da-da-da-ing or the brain in the fridge randomness. Probably both. Probably both. As pointless as one another. 5 stars. That's what we like to see in my life. 5 stars. It's a shame I can't name 5 stars. North. That's the only star I can name, and even then I don't think it's just called North. It's known as the North Star, but I think its official name is something completely different. I don't think it's named A Man with 3 Buttocks though either. Diddle-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Almost there, don't you worry. Almost at our destination. Oh yes. And what happens when we're at our destination? We go off running in another direction. I see. So basically what you're saying is once you hit the goal of getting to your destination, what you're going to end up having to do is go to just go to a new destination in exactly the same fashion as this. So this slow running to your destination is not going to help be at an end anytime soon. No, it is not. But we do have a new song. Da 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 da. And I'm gonna da dee da with a da dee da dee da and a doo dee doo dee doo. Right, so pretty much, yeah, from this position, it's pretty much straight across the plains. Shall we take a chocobo to at least speed things up just a touch? Probably worthwhile. Might go after that behemoth. Just try and take him down, especially since he's faced away from me. Oh. Apart from me, yeah, he still seems to know I'm here, despite the fact that he didn't look at me. Good work, game. Good work. Let's go straight to bully. We need to bully him down and get ourselves some buffs and some debuffs on this bugger. And then, there we go, haste will suffice. Get on the relentless assault and chip away at that stagger meter. It's what we like to see. When we got a thing to do, get a stagger meter going. That's what we like to see. And D-shell is particularly useful since I'm lightning. But having said that, technically it doesn't make too much difference. Because, oh, did you get it? Did you get it? Yeah, you got it. Bell end. Absolute bell end. Did you really have to do that? The answer is a big, hefty no. Could have been good. You could have just died in your first form, but no, you had to be a little dick. Although we can't tell if he's got a little dick, because as mentioned, he's got leather shorts on. Maybe it is just simply that. Maybe all behemoths, they've got all that muscle, all that upper body strength, barely any penis. And they just, one night, all the behemoths got together, and they were stood around going, "We have such tiny penises. It is depressing us all now. Do you think maybe, just maybe, we could do something about it?" And the Behemoth Master, he stepped up and went, "Yes, my child. I have ventured to the ends of the world. I have searched high and low and far and wide. And I have come up with the solution to our woes." And the little Behemoth looked on with bated breath, and they were there going, "Please, please, Behemoth Master, tell us, what have you found out? What have you decided? What have you thought of?" And he revealed to everybody, leather shorts. And lo, the Behemoths were happy. They could hide. Oh, fuck off. Goddamn fucking dig area. Dig area, there we go. Fucking finally. The Behemoths were happy because they all wore their leather shorts, and that is how they became the leather-shorted Behemoths. Do 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 do. I don't like do. I don't know what to do. Oh, I can't check the bloody inventory. God damn you, game. God damn you to hell. Because if I screw it up, I'm going to end up knocked off the chocobo anyway, but morale should rise reasonable stuff. Do 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 diddly dee dee dee. Ba 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 da ba da ba. Pumpernickels. Have you got a pumpernickel? I'm not actually going to try and fight that thing, but just thought I'd try and whip round. No. Do 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 do. A diddle dee dee dee. Are we still heading in the right trajectory? It would seem so. Yes, indeed. We can go over here. Now we have officially done. As I say, I don't know. Do I? Oh no, I don't have to get off the chocobo. Well, that's something, I suppose. Okay, so the one in front of me is the one I've done. Yeah, I suppose it is shining, isn't it? I think that's the sign. The sign is if they shine, then you've got yourself a good going. I'm assuming the Sahaggin's going to be in the same place as previously. Have I officially lost the chocobo, or is this just cutscene? Are you going to make the world a little bit darker? So, I mean, you've already made the world quite dark. Well, the chocobo is technically still hanging around here, though. So that's something. Shall we go against the Shelly boy? Nah, they're usually a bit tiresome because you have to crack through that shell. It'd be just a bit easier not to bother with those enemies. Is that really going? Really? Do I have to go down the exact same path I just came from? Good sweet Christ. This is not what I wanted, but I suppose it was what I expected. I did say, I mean, I did warn you that it was going to be a load of mooching around again, but I had hoped, I genuinely had hoped that it wasn't going to be down the exact same path we just came from. But there you go. It can't be helped. If you want to do the quests, you have to suffer like G did, because everybody suffers like G did. Nobody understands the suffering of G. He suffered beyond comparison. He suffered all day long. Do I get to keep the chocobo? I don't think I do. I think the chocobo is going to throw me off, and yeah. Little shit. Little shit. Little shit. That chocobo's a little shithead. Oh well, back on foot. Tally ho. Yep. Exactly the way I just came from, gang. Exactly the way I just came from. I mean, in fairness, you would consider doing those totems in order, which means they know what they have done is they have sent you down a path for you to then end up having to come all the way back from that path to be sent down that exact same path a second time. And the designers know they've done that. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Guys, come on. For fuck's sake. Have you considered doing people a favour? As I was like, the one thing they should have done to improve on this system tenfold and make it a lot more tolerable is they should have simply allowed you to take all the quests at once. That's the one change, and they could have avoided this being quite so annoying. So instead of their sort of policy of, no, you're allowed one active quest at any given time. No, just allow people to go, okay, what's this quest here? Cool. I'll register it on the quest log, get around to doing it later. You know, that way, if you find number 3 before number 1, you could go, oh, I'll leave that one for now and find the earlier ones, etc, etc, etc. Whereas in this system, it's very much more, nope, run down this thin corridor, now run back down the thin corridor, and now run back down it, and back again, and back down it, and back again. All the constant live long day, you are destined to go back and forth. Kill the flans. I believe in you guys. Kill the flans. Kill 'em stone dead. Yeah. Slice it, dice it, burn it with fire. Potatoes. Slice them, dice them, burn them with fire. That, in fairness, is essentially how you cook them, apart from the burning them with fire. You want to try and cook them properly, to the appropriate degree. Oh, I thought I had a bloody back attack there, but no. Little shit turned around. Little shit, I believe in you, baby. Little shit, you can do it now. You're big. Make up your mind, is it big shit, little shit? Big shit, little shit, cardboard box. If you're shit in a cardboard box, fuck you know. You just got to hope it's a thin cardboard and small, don't you, really? Wouldn't want to be shitting out a TV box, would you? You know, they're enormous. And hard cardboard. Hardboard. Kill the diaphragm with bullying tactics. Shove its head down the toilet and laugh at its mum. That's how you beat a bit of flan with a bully. A bully plan is the only plan you can have against a mighty diaphragm. You want to use your diaphragm to really project your voice across the auditorium, my boy. Yes, I am a thespian now. I have chosen a path of theatrical studies. Just keep killing flans. It's the only solution. It's the only thing we can do, man. We're killing flans. You're killing my flans softly with your blade and your fireballs and your boomerang. Killing my flans. How do you kill a flan? You leave it out in the sun for a few days. I imagine the mould would start growing and therefore you'd very much end up with a killer flan. Do. Come now, come all, let's kill a big old bastard. bastard diaphragm. It's his. It is 'tis time for death. Come on, sir. Or come on, madam. I don't mind if you want to, you know. You're more than welcome to come on whoever you like. It's another one of my favourite lines. Not quite that, but along the same lines. One of my favourite lines from A Touch of Cloth, which weirdly, of course, it's another cum gag, which seems to be my favourite gags from A Touch of Cloth. But still, he has to have some backup in whilst undercover, I believe. So this is the second episode, I believe. He needs backup when undercover, and he says to him, "If you come, Des, I need you to cover my back," which is just a lovely little line there. It's a disgusting line, but lovely in its sort of concise filthiness. It's delightful to behold, that sort of very simple sentence structure that really does kind of flip it on its head and makes it something completely different. I do rather appreciate that sort of humour. It's kind of my jam. Oh, there they are, the Sahagins. Can we get the back attack on the Sahagins? Oh shit, yeah we can. Genuinely not expected that. Sahagin B, Sahagin A. Alrons. I think with the back attack, it's probably best to deal with the Sahagins first, because they are going to be the more troublesome creature. But if I'd not got the back attack, I'd have probably taken the Alrons first, because they were going to be the easier creatures. But no, we just dealt with that. That was a...
Didn't even break a sweat.
Yeah, no, I didn't. You made me run all this way for that game. For that. Sea petal scale, though. Nice. Mission complete. Good. Uranite. I'm a what? I said Uranite. Oh, Zazat's Chalice. Don't know what that achievement is, but I've got it. Zazat's Chalice. I can only assume it's do X number of side quests, maybe. It's weird. I don't think I'm necessarily halfway through, although 62 seems like a strange number, although arguably they might have done 62. So maybe, do we think I've done 31 side quests? No, I've done way more than 31 side quests, no. Because I've literally got 1 through 40, so I've done 40 side quests, 43 side quests, 45 side quests, 47 side quests. Yeah, that seems a weird one. So, yeah, I'll have to have an investigate if I remember. If I remember at end of episode, what I'll do is I'll look in the back end of Steam, and it'll tell me what that little trophy that I got. It'll turn around and it'll tell me what that little achievement is, and I can then tell you what that little achievement is. I'm not, I'm not going to lie, I don't think anybody's really going to care that much about what the little achievement is, but I do like myself a little achievement. I was saying yesterday I was a bit of a sucker for an achievement. I was a sucker for an achievement, as opposed to a fucker for a something funny. Insert funny line here. Do 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 do. Right. Well, I think the joke is firmly on me, because now I have to run all the way back. All the way back. Good sweet Jesus. Man, this is not the best of things to be doing, but there you go. We're just doing exactly the same battles so many times. It's, yeah, it's just shit streaming at this one, but there you go. In fairness, even at their best, they don't get that much better, but this one is particularly bad for the whole just absolute tedium. But there you go. I'm still trying to do as many things as I can do, which is generally speaking my policy. I will do as many things as I feel I can do without swearing my tits off. Now, granted, that often falls at the first hurdle, because the moment I I succumb to something being too difficult. I swear my fucking tits off. Do do do. Let's stab some people. Stab them real good. With my flame strike. Stab them all up. Stab them all down. Lightning has an astonishing amount of health. Well done, Lightning. Bully for her. Bully. Bully. Yeah. Yeah, it's really amazing how seeing quite such a gap forming between their health bars now. The little children are doing really bad on health bars, whereas the adults are actually doing quite tastily. In the sort of 7,000s and 10,000s. I might change up the team in a minute. Just for a bit of a switcheroo. I might run around as Snow for a little while. We want to see his coat sway in the wind, and I want to see him punch things. I punch things all over the place. Might just as a bit of a... Although that does remove Saboteur... No, it removes Synergist, which is not going to be great news. So let's have a look. Who do we fancy? Well, I said I was going to run around as Snow, so I think we're going to stick with that plan. Diddle diddle diddle. Maybe we'll just stick with them. We should be able to build a reasonable team around this group. Do 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 do. Tortoise. Tortoise. I don't think we really need Tortoise. But we might want... I'll tell you what. You know what? Treat yourself to a bit of ravaging. Although, nah, it's inefficient. Inefficient to have her be a ravager, so I think it's better to do it properly. Bit of bully down there. Diversity. Yeah. And then maybe we'll try the Ravager one. Why not? Try Disaster for a bit. Try Disaster. You never know. It might be tasty. Synergist. Yeah. Got some medics available, but in fairness, these current battles, I only really need Relentless Assault. They do die fairly swiftly. Relentless Assault and Bully, I think, is the only one we've been using these past several battles. I could skip some of these battles. I could have easily bypassed these guys, but I want the lovely CP. I want it. I need it. I feel it upon my tongue. I had a drink then as well. I felt that in my tongue. Ding ding ding, 3 stars. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, Green Giant. Come now, come on, come more. Let's just beat some more monsters up, yes indeed. Kill the all runs. They're all runs and nothing else. They have no reins, they are all run. Are you drunk? No, if only. Oh, little crystal. Little icy crystal shard there popping near Hope's head. Not entirely sure how he ended up with a little crystal shard. Almost impaling him as it sort of glided towards his head. If the battle hadn't ended, he'd have taken that straight to the bonds. But there you go. Never mind. Never mind this and never mind that. Lovely tree texture. It's amazing when you start getting slightly bored how many textures and stuff you start looking at. It's like, and I'm basically at the point where I can move this character in my sleep, which is lucky because apparently I'm supremely tired at the time. But yeah, you start engaging with the scenery and start going, oh, look at that, look at those. Lovely bush. It's quite clever how they do like foliage and stuff because it's all, well, it's often not necessarily a guarantee here, but it's often like a bunch of flat planes. So it's all just a bunch of 2D images mixed together in such a way that it sort of looks 3D. It's very clever. Not necessarily saying that's how they did it here, but it's still a clever little thing. A clever little thing indeed. Right, let's save the game like we did last summer. Why did you save the game last summer? Because I wanted to play it again at a later date. That's why you generally speaking save the game, isn't it? Do 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 ba 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 ba. Oh shit! Well, I didn't see them at all. Scared the bejesus out of me on that occasion. Not even supposed to be a horror game, this one. It's fucking whoa there. I was not expecting this thing to come and do that now. Because I absolutely did not see them. Absolutely blindsided me. But there you go. Oh god, another diggy point. Do I really want to follow the diggy point? Ah, fuck, I really want to follow the diggy point. Hopefully it's going to be one of the diggy points I'll recognise, and I might be able to find it reasonably easily, but then again, it is still quite difficult to find the diggy points. There you go, I told you. Sodding hard work finding diggy points. Diggy, can you dig it, sucker? I haven't heard that phrase in ages. Years since I've heard a good "can you dig it, sucker?" Oh, come on. Surely you've got to appear here somewhere. Come on. Give me the diggy. Surely you gotta give me the diggy. Diggy. That's what we like to see. We like to see a diggy. A diggy dig. Diggy. That's going to be one of the shitter ones, I think. Hey, girl or boy. A gold nugget, I suppose. A gold nugget. But good enough. Want that. Right, what are you, sir? A humbaba. I think isn't a humbaba. It's a super duper version of a behemoth, which means this one might actually prove tricky. Well, I did wonder, it didn't seem to be loading the cutscene, but it's just taking its time. It wanted to build the tension. What sort of tension? A tension sheet. Sheets of tension. Have you got sheets? Plenty of sheets. Plenty of sheets of plenty. I have shits aplenty. Well, once a day at least. That's the standard. Any more than that, it's like, fucking hell. You've had too many shits today. Okay, well, at least it's a different path, I suppose. That's something. Not a lot, but it is definitely something. So, do we... yeah, basically sort of head straight here. So the other option, I think, putting both of these in would have made it even more decent to traverse the map and do all these quests. But the other option, if they wanted to definitely go, no, we have to have this, there's a case of we have to have this sort of, they can only take on one quest at a time. What they could have done with was more warp points, or the ability to warp to a warp point freely. Because at this point I could have warped to that warp point without worrying about anything else, which would have cut down the journey time. Which I think that's the crucial element of this. It's all very much like just you could do the player a few favours by cutting down the journey times. Now technically we did beat this thing, and I would like that treasure chest. And this is a baby one, so we might be able to beat it again. We'll have to see. But unfortunately, that does mean I've given up my chocobo, which is a bloody nuisance. I don't think you can back attack these things, because their domain of influence is basically the entire thing. Right, bit of bully. Okay, that was 998 damage. That's not too bad. That's genuinely surprising how little damage they did there. But, you know, fuck it, I'll take it. I'll take it as a bit of a win. Though I think they've got fairly swift attacks for a giant creature. I think they'll be raising that foot quite swiftly each time, but still a little bit of health going there. Come on, boy. Boy, give me more health. That's what we like to see. Get a bit of bully going again. I'll tell you what, we probably want to go to Triple Ravager in a moment or two to really just get diversity off again, just to reinforce our health bars a touch. Oh, getting D-Shell and D-Protect is going to help me no end. Especially if I do go for the Triple Ravager strategy. D-Shell is going to be a beautiful thing. Switch it up. Overwhelm that stagger meter. Go! Yes. Now Relentless Assault once again, so that we've got a commando involved in the beatdown. Here we go. Look at that. I feel powerful. I've beaten up a small child. What we like to see. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. 5 stars, baby. I'm a 5-star baby. That's what I am. I'm a 5-star baby. And I've just been born. But a gold nugget, really, game? Fuck's sake. I mean, something different, something interesting. I went to the effort of trashing a small child, and you give me a gold nugget. Here you go. I hear you've taken to killing children. Have a gold nugget. Enjoy. God, we'll take on this behemoth. Fuck you. You did not see me. You, sir, haven't got an arse face. You've not got eyes in the back of your anus. Which I imagine astrologers would be very surprised if they saw eyes in the back of Uranus, but I think anybody would be surprised if they saw eyes in the back of Uranus. It is a surprising case of affairs if you have eyes in the back of Uranus. Let us go, killing beasties. Although I do suspect he is going to get his second form in, unfortunately, but I don't think. Unless we can overwhelm. No, we can't. No, he's done it. What a dick. What a dick. They've also got, like, tattoos on their chest as well, almost. Tattoo-esque. It's not officially a tattoo. Tattoo-ish, which is a planet just alongside Tatooine. Let's try this Tri-Disaster again. Keeps being not entirely intolerable as a strategy, because it does just pump that stagger meter up just that little bit more, and as long as you've had a commando. I thought the commando's influence wore off a little bit quicker, but it does not. It actually sticks around for a fair chunket of time. Yeah. 5 stars against the Behemoth. Never going to begrudge 5 stars against the Behemoth. Right, down here. I'm fairly certain I can't use a Chocobo down that next section anyway, so I'll leave him. I'll leave him there because it's pointless bringing him only to lose him at the end of the corridor. We might as well just carry on. We'll take on these two again because, I mean, I can now take on Behemoths pretty easily. The other big chunky fella, I don't know what it's called. Is that Megistotherion. Let's go after the Behemoth King first because he's definitely the harder of the targets. There you go, staggered. Dead. Can we keep the stagger? Good. Staggered. Fuck me. I know I said this was going to be quite an easy battle, but even I didn't know it was going to be that easy. Staggered and dead. Staggered and dead. Staggered and dead. Staggered and dead. That's what you like to see, though, isn't it? Systems working the way they need to work, which is basically stagger and die. This is the big long cave, isn't it? Do I really have to traverse the big long cave? I suppose arguably what I should probably do is find out where he is. The Mahabharata earthworks. Okay, so yes, I do. I think that is inside the cave anyway, so there's no point in skipping to the end of the cave if he is in fact inside the cave. But there you go. Although I suppose it might be worthwhile if he's in that secret bear cave. Well, I can't access the cave map just yet until I get in the cave, so... no matter what, I'm going to end up doing it the most inefficient way possible, I think. Because it's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. That's how it shakes out. And then that's how it shakes down. And everybody has a milkshake. Right, whereabouts? Oh, it's actually not too far inside this cave. So we can just have a little wander. Have a little wander. Come on, please access the bloody save point. As he was relaxing into his stationary stance, bloody thing was getting closer and further away. Made it very difficult to actually hit it. We'll just plough straight through them. I don't think it's worthwhile worrying too much about strategy against these guys. May still have to concern myself with strategy if I go against one of those boxed wankers. But these guys, without their big chief friend, I don't think they stand much of a chance. They are pretty worthless to me nowadays.
Just like I
Meaningless. Planned. Just like you planned? Yeah, sure it was. You didn't have a plan, boy. You are nothing, you fool. That's just a couple more of these useless little robots. Tell you what, I'll have a drink while seeing if I can get a back attack. Spoiler alert, I don't think that one's turning around. No, okay, fine. Straight through it is. I was hoping for strategy, but strategy went in the bin because I got bored. Oh yes. Throw strategy in the bin when you get bored. That's the secret of life. And at least strategy games in life. Oh, 3 stars. Not terrible, but not great either. Analog Circuit. I think that's one of the particularly good ones. One of the better things to stick in weapons. I think amazingly I managed to get the back attack on that one, yeah. See what I mean? Sometimes not giving a shit and just ploughing straight through them suddenly yields good things. Oh, I mean, I was right in their field of vision, so why they were unaware of me, I do not know. But the fact that I beat the battle in 6 seconds, I think tells you, solenoids I think were quite a good item as well. So these robots seem to be dishing out the good stuff in terms of creatures. That's the other reason I suppose to try and keep Fang in the party at all times. Because she's got the creature catalogue which gets me more items. But unfortunately I'm going to have to go through one of these box wankers, which is always an issue, to be sure. Depends on how much damage one of these box phalanxes will take nowadays. Looks like it's actually taking a fair amount of damage. I think an overwhelm strategy is going to work tolerably here. Just carry on pounding into it and we've got vast advantage over it. There you go. And then even with a version upgrade, I don't think the hoplites are going to be particularly troublesome. Well, that wasn't an invite to do the version upgrade, mate. That was an invite for you to not do it. Yeah, there you go. The lightning damage is chipping through them very tastily. You just see chunks. That's what you like to see in a health bar. Chunks being taken out. That's what you want. You don't want that blooming... Oh, okay. That's interesting. Also, I think their domain is in such a way that I don't think I'm getting a back attack on them, but I might as well save it since the save point's right here. Seems almost churlish not to save it. But yeah, I think they're basically looking at me at all times, which is a problem. But I don't really know. I think the Pulsework Centurion is probably the better one to go after. Once Fang's had a go at it and steadied the stagger meter, we'll go try Disaster and really try to lay into it. Especially because, has he got the standard? No, he does not. Okay. Or he might do, once we've staggered him, he might have the standard robot electrical weakness. which is not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to stagger the bastard now. No, apparently he really doesn't, but with a bit of luck, yeah, no, he's gone down. He's gone down like a little sissy girly. And that's what we like to see. Oh, I did rescue the stagger mare. Well, Fang rescued the stagger mare. That's quite handy. Now let's try a little bit of try disaster. Try and get that stagger mare going again. I'll tell you what, a bit of bully might not go amiss as well. That will allow me to step. Oh, wait, what? No, that's fine. So I saw a 0. It's because Snow's health bar is now 5 digits long. I saw a 0 there and was like, what the fuck? But the game hadn't game overed, so it was like, I don't understand. I'm so confused. But no, it's all good. It's all good. It is just a 0 at the beginning of his health bar, denoting the fact that he does have 5 digits. Irritating because he gets rid of all the debuffs. And he was beautifully debuffed. So beautifully debuffed. Now I've got to work on getting all those debuffs down again. Sunder, that's not great news. Get diversity going again. Should be able to get that stagger on him in the not too distant future. But we do clearly need... So, okay, that's unreasonable, sir. That is unreasonable. Could you get back into the realms of defendable damage, please? Nope, clearly not. One bonus we've got is the stagger meter and a low health bar is going to prove quite useful. Come on. Snow, really? Buddy? No, I don't think I want to. I was tempted to use that big snow manoeuvre, that big snow punch that he's got, but then it was like, I can't guarantee how much damage that's going to do. And because I can't guarantee how much damage that's going to do, I don't want to burn my stagger meter on a sort of maybe. Yeah. Right, well, that's that one done. Good. Let's save it up again, and I suppose, unfortunately, that's right. We travel all the way back to the Ring of Quests. Yay! Fuck's sake. We just now wander back to the Ring of Quests. Yes, we do indeed. We have to walk back now. Oh, dearie me. Oh, me oh my. But just think, by the end of this sesh, and I am going to call it a sesh, which is actually swiftly coming to a close, which is amazing considering how sort of repetitive and tedious this has been. It has still shot by, which clearly tells you that despite my protestations to the contrary, I'm still actually technically enjoying it. Because otherwise the time would not fly. The time would drag. But it is, and it's very much a sort of, and suddenly it was 7 o'clock. And I don't really know where that 2 hours 42 seems to have gone. But there you go. It's gone into trying to do as many tiresome side quests as is humanly possible. Or as is mealy possible, I suppose.
No problem.
Carry on killing little robots. Carry on killing those robots. So please kill them. Yes, indeed. So carry on killing robots. Carry on killing robots. Because when you're killing robots, you know that you're thinking of me. I must build a robot. I keep meaning to. Not literally in a sort of real world sense. I mean in a digital 3D modelling sense. Because they're relatively easy in terms of their hard surface, and they have, like, because they're robotic, they don't have fleshy motions where skin, maneuvers over the bones. They just have solid, hard animation motions, which is kind of slightly easier to do in a 3D modelling sense. But there you go. Let's go through the cave. Oh, we've made it through the cave. Marvellous. Back on the open plains. Back on the road again. Gonna hit that dusty trail. Gonna traverse this underbrush. This lightly grassed world of small little plants. You know, it's interesting actually seeing those because it does look. It looks a lot like those tufts you get for miniature basing. If it wasn't obvious, I've been. I was watching some miniatures being, or miniature bases specifically. They were doing. There was no actual miniatures involved, although they did put an orc. They put an orc truck on their little road they built, but it was all just sort of diorama bases they were mucking about with, which is why the little grass tufts are on my brain. I really do quite like the look of those little grass tufts. They're so. Oh, that's the wrong target. Shit. Well, I suppose it doesn't make that much difference. It's not the efficient way of doing it. Which yeah, there we go. Okay, no, I kind of just fucked it. Oh well. Never mind. I'll have to make do with the situation that it currently is. That situation is currently that I've got a Behemoth King that I'm going to have to do properly. How very annoying. It is not what you wanted to see. It's not what you wanted to see at all. Kick him in the shins. And then punch him in the balls. And just keep working up the body, really. That's what we need you to do. Start going up the body as we work our way through its with appropriately vital organs and rip them out one by one, and that's how we'll deal with the Behemoth King. And Final Fantasy XV had a hell of a Behemoth in it. I think it was one of their nighttime monsters, and their nighttime monsters were particularly troublesome. They were very difficult to defeat. But they were designed to be very difficult to defeat, because the whole point was don't go out at nighttime. And usually when a game tells you not to go out at nighttime, you should probably heed the advice and not go out at nighttime. But sometimes it's worthwhile. With late game, you can get away with it sometimes. Right, give a little save on the save point. Ooh, the save point. Give a little save on the save point. And what we'll certainly do is we'll get to the next quest marker thing, or mission doodad. And once we're there, we'll assess where it is and try and sort of angle myself in the appropriate direction at the very least. I've got about 15 minutes left. Give or take, I mean, that's not a hard limit at 7:30, but that's just a guideline, I suppose. Yeah. Wouldn't really consider it a rule, I'd consider it more of a guideline. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. Oh, good. Never mind, we can come back from this. Well, I think so anyway. Nope, because we are still heading the wrong direction. Guys, just don't mind me, I'm just doing a little drive-by on my chocobo. Oh yes. Diddle-dee. So the other Final Fantasy one I'm looking forward to slightly. Although this one is fully been declared as Dark Souls-like, which sort of almost puts me off, but it's still Final Fantasy, so I still kind of want it. The Lost Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Looks like an interesting one. Variation of the first game, it looks like. Distinctly different, granted, but nonetheless a sort of slight variation on the original game with the sort of crystals and chasing down the crystals and stuff. But, oh, you little fucking cactua shit. You never want to step in cactua shit. It clings and smells. It's like, oh no. No, this is horrible. Always avoid stepping in cactua shit. It's the secret of a healthy life. Right, next doodah. I've got a nasty feeling this might be the Zanitra. Which, yeah... It's interesting. Zanitra is marked as bastard on the list of that sort of challenge quests we were doing previously, so... Might not be the best idea to try and face down as a Nitra here, but it's just going to keep breathing out fog, it would say. I'm not entirely sure the purpose of these quests. I'm just sort of doing them. In fact, I don't really know the purpose of any of these quests. I just want to do them because they're there. Which I know is not necessarily the world's greatest excuse, but you know, it is basically the excuse of the gamer. Why did you do the side quests? I did them because they were there. Oh, there we go, back there. But is this going to be Todger's Tower? I feel like this man might have said Todger's Tower. No. Oh, it's the Sulia Springs. Subterranean lake. Interesting. So I wonder if it would be more efficient. Or less efficient. I'll try heading down this way, I think. Assuming this leads to the correct way, yeah. I'm going to try and get to the teleport marker. The teleporting Seath Stone. And see if I can use this teleporter to get me closer to the Sulia Springs, but I'm not entirely sure where the Sulia Springs are, so... the marker will tell me where they are, but it's gauging exactly which teleport stone to teleport to, which is going to be the crucial element. Whoops, I've gone up when I didn't really mean to. It's fine, hopefully I can get down. Get down, Shep? No, apparently no. Okay, it was a one-way. It's a one-way ticket, that's good to know. That's good to know. I accidentally went up the hill and couldn't get back down the other side. You'd have thought, since you've got little wings, Mr. Chocobo friend, you would have been able to, you know, teleport, to just flap down, idly flap down nicely, but no. But no. You refused. Okay, I think we can probably use the teleport. Teleport, right. Sulia Springs. Well, that's handy. Very handy. It's the handiest of handy things. Teleportation time. It's a teleportation for me and for you. Yes, indeed. Right, whereabouts do we want to go? Just a little down the way, so... Well, we'll at least try it, but I do think this is going to be another one of those ones that I couldn't win. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll treat myself to a little bit of CP dealings here, which should probably cap them out of their primary roles. I think we should end up finishing these off, maybe. Although, having said that, there's a good few left, and costs a lot to do. It costs a lot of things. It costs so much you would not believe. Although he's close, bloody close, but not quite, I don't think. Oh no, 12 grand. If that, no, so close to finishing. So close, and yet so far. And because it's so far away, it makes no difference. Commando, no, it would be Saboteur is your last one. Will you surpass Snow, or are you going to be snagged at the last one as well? Oh, it's going to be close again. Oh, it's going to be very close again. Oh, no, okay, I didn't know there was another string there. Oh, god damn it, you are exactly the same as Snow. Just on the cusp of greatness, and then you went, no, I've run out of CP now. Sorry. Sorry about your damn luck. Down, 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 down. Ah, engagement of sustenance. Yes, that's fair enough. In fairness, it's not going to last too much longer myself, because I'll be after some form of edibles. Oh, the boy is going to do me proud. So yes, goodbye, good luck, and all of that. Don't think we really need good luck, do we? Sure. I'm only going for a snack. I don't think good luck is necessarily.
Who's sneaking about?
I'm assuming you're sneaking about. Sneaking about for food. Deshelga. Yeah, I can't deny. Dispel, not the worst, but Cursagar, again, not the worst. Jinx. Poisongar. Slowgar. Paingar. Nothing the other two don't already have though, so I think maybe we'll just double check my numbers here. Yes, 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 and yes. So yeah, we'll focus on Sentinel since I've started Sentinel, but whether Sentinel is of any real consequence to the boy nowadays. It's difficult to say. Right, so I'm assuming you're probably still needing some medics rolls. Yes, I must think so. I reckon you're going to do another Snow and Fang, aren't you? You're going to tap out of CP just right on the cusp. Oh no, you don't have any other secret bits, so no, you did not. Okay, so let's see, what are your synergist elements? Bravery, faith. So nothing too spectacular. We were starting you in Sentinel. What are your saboteur bits? De-protect, de-shell, again, really nothing spectacular. And synergist, yeah, we already checked synergist, didn't we? That's fine. So yeah, shall we pop you into Sentinel a bit more? Might as well go with our first instincts. It's very difficult to gauge which one is actually going to end up being the correct thing to do, but still, that's just the way it goes. Oh yeah. Right, yes, he was doing commando things. I'm doing a commando thing. I'm walking around with no underpants. Underpants. Ain't got no fucking underpants. That's why I'm doing commando things. Everybody... Oh, he's miles away from finishing. Ravaja. Ravaja, indeed. A little bit more strength. Never go a myth. Never go a myth. Never go a myth with a little bit of strength. Strength and magic. Strength and magic. HP, HP, strength and magic. Definitely not going to get to the end of this little area. But it does feel quite concerning, the fact that I've gone through all of that and I still haven't actually managed to finish off every single character's. Oh no. That far, please, game. That far. Go on. We'll have a quick go of the Zanitra, but I'm not particularly hopeful. Truth be told, I'm not particularly hopeful. But I think it's the big bird over there, isn't it? Yeah, big bird over there. The big bird over there. What is this? Sesame Street. It's the big bird over there. It looks like he comes with friends, which, in fairness, I think the last time I faced him, he didn't come with friends, which means his friends might get in the way, and that's going to be an issue. But I suppose at the end of the day, it's got to be deal with the raptors first. Ow! Well, that's annoying. Yeah, okay, that's why I think he's a problem child, isn't it? Because he's got quite the little sort of spit on him that basically stops everything. Wow. Spit, swoop. Okay. I think I'm beginning to understand why I was unable to do it. Because, yeah, 2 spits and a swoop is not really going to allow me time to really do anything. I suppose I'm going to have to try and do some kind of anti-stop method. I do need to scan him as well. But we'll worry about scanning if I survive long enough to bother trying. Get on the medic first and try and just take down one of these raptors quickly. Especially because, yeah, they're doing me again with the nuisance factor. Because what they've done is they've allowed the raptors to summon the lesser creatures that will force me to try and deal with them before I can deal with everything else. Which is, I mean, frankly, an issue. Because all the while I'm dealing with these pricks, that thing is going to be attacking me, I suspect. So let's try and get some buffs on. Yeah, I've got a feeling his debuffs are... Wow! He just came at me. Yeah, I think we've found another one, haven't we? Yes, we have. Because I had a fairly okay amount of health there, and it still managed to wipe it out in one swoop. God, I hate it when they do this. Just this tiresome sort of, no, you are not going to progress any further. You've had your go. You've had your go. leave now. Leave now, or we are going to just take the piss. Ah, there's the dance that summons more shit. I don't know if I'm going to end up having to sort of rely on a permanent medic, because I kind of have to have the health bars up, otherwise we are kind of screwed, because the amount of damage that thing... Oh, in fact, I think it's about to just do me. Oh, no. Yeah, its damage is too severe. I think, yeah, there's the boy gone. So that's not great news, because now the medic is down. I'm not going to be able to heal that easily. Am I even targeting the right creatures? Yeah, the raptor. It boils down to he does so much damage that I can't mitigate that amount of damage. And it's a problem. Because if I can't mitigate that level of damage, I can't win. And if I can't win, that's kind of... No, get into some kind of defensive stance, Snow, for fuck's sake, mate. Fuck's sake. I should have put Fang as the Sentinel, ideally, because that way everything would not be targeting me. But if Fang can deal with all of the... Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. 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 I think what we'll try one more. This time what I think we'll do is swap Sentinels. So we'll have Fang as the Sentinel, so it takes the edge off of me being targeted, which should hopefully help a little bit. But it really does boil down to trying to survive, so I suppose we'll try... Oh shit, well that was a waste of an item. And I suppose Deceptor Soul to try and get the preemptive attack on it. I don't know if Deceptor Soul just naturally gets me the preemptive attack or not. Yes, it does appear to have. Right, with a bit of luck. I suppose arguably we should probably work on breaking the big fella, but I think what really feels necessary is to get rid of the raptors, because they are just too much of a distraction we need to remove. Although they are proving too much to remove at this point in time. We now need to end up focusing on our health bars, because of course everybody's dying. Because why would people live longer than 5 seconds? That would be useful, and God forbid anything is useful in the game. Oh, the boy is dead again. Good. Not really Libra at the moment. The boy back to life at least a little bit. Am I fighting? I'm fighting the correct raptor, that's something I suppose. Get solidarity in so that Fang can take the damage. Well, hopefully Snow can dish out some damage. Oh, excuse me, you're not supposed to be targeting me, you dickhead. Absolute arsehole. The benefit of this guy is he is single target, which means if I just maybe keep Fang as a sentinel, I can at the very least clear out the ceratosaurs, which will be quite useful. And then hopefully we can just try and... Problem is I don't have... Yeah. I was a little bit stupid on my choice of paradigms. I needed Sentinel, Commando, Ravager, unfortunately. And I didn't think to install the Sentinel, Commando and Ravager. Which is an issue. Oh, there's Fang gone, which means everybody's fair game, which is going to be a problem. I do have Renew, so she can get back in on the action. She has lost all of her buffs though, of course. Snow's still got some buffs going, but we will need that health back, because she'll need to live a little bit more. Right, okay, well, we are now on to the big chunky boy. I will want to Libra it. Might as well use the technique of Libra, because I haven't got anything else to do with the one TP I've got left. Right, it's doing the feeding stoop, and of course, right, boy, can you revive her immediately? Good lad. Get her healthy again, if you wouldn't mind. Get yourself healthy again, if you wouldn't mind. This is the problem. The feeding stoop is basically a death sentence, and that pretty much scuppers anything I would want to do Oh, she's been stopped as well, of course. That's always going to be an issue. Because if she can't sentinel, she can't tank it. Which is, of course, a problem. Luckily, it doesn't last that long. But unfortunately, now she's dead again. Yeah. As I say, that feeding stoop is just death. And there's nothing you can do about that. And that is a problem. Of course, we seem to have somehow lost the stagger meter, which is weird, considering I've been working on the stagger meter permanently as Snow, so that's good. Good, love it. Fucking boy is dead. It's not happening, is it? It's got so much health, and I die almost instantly to it. It's God, it's so stupid. Yes, I know. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's too much damage. There is no way I'm going to be able to defend against that level of damage. It's absolute horseshit. I mean, it would take 600 years to try and beat it. No, I didn't mean to. I'm going to go back to the save point. Although, having said that, it's probably pointless because I've already saved it. Doesn't make much difference, but fuck's sake. Am I even going the right way? No. I'm not being turned around, just stupid dickheads. Why got to be arseholes about the whole affair? Why can you just put me back? Is that the right way? That's not the right way either, is it? Oh yeah, it is. For some reason there's bloody creatures in my way this time. Despite the fact that when I came in here, there wasn't creatures in my way. I suppose we'll get the tiny bit of CP they'll offer me and then put it away, because I think we're done. And apparently that's one Ceratopraptor. That's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. But even that don't seem to be taking damage, does it? Jesus Christ. Unreal. Maybe I need to... I honestly don't know how to beat these things. Because I can't. I genuinely don't think I could manage a full defensive strategy where it takes me like an hour to do any level of damage. Because all I'm doing is defending and healing. So with that off the table, it sort of becomes a bit more of a like, no, not gonna happen, is it? Because I just don't think it should be allowed to do that much damage. It's a stupid amount of damage. I don't know. I'm assuming most people would disagree. And it's like, no, it's perfectly reasonable because, but it's not. It's not fucking reasonable. It insta-kills almost everything in my party. So how is that? It's not acceptable. And that it's not winnable at that point. Because everybody dies so quickly that you are on defense the whole way through. And you can't remain on defense the whole way through. Because if you're on defense the whole way through, the creature doesn't die. That is actually a new quest that I haven't done. What is this quest? Probably an even harder enemy that I want to fight even less than that. Oh, yes, in fact it is, because it is an adamant tortoise. So that's good. Oh, it's because I attacked its child, I see. Or someone attacked a child. I saw the words attack child, and so I went and attacked a child. But it might be, I don't know, I might have to have someone more offensive based than Snow. So it might have to be, might end up having to be Lightning Fang and Vanille maybe. That might be my best foot forward to trying to beat that thing, but because I think Vanille still manages to heal slightly more efficiently than the boy. And Lightning does a little bit more damage, I think. Maybe I suppose I could be Fang, who will do more damage. Where the shit am I? Okay, I've gone completely the wrong way, but there is a save point at the very least, so that's something, I suppose. We might as well punch a few extra CPs in, since I've got them, but this won't get me far. Commando, yeah. It will allow me to finish off that, at least. So that's something. What sort of sabotage do you deal in, Snow? Curse immediately. Pain immediately. Fog immediately. Hang on, Jinx immediately, so nothing spectacular. What sort of synergy do you deal in? Protect. I mean, protect definitely makes sense. Vigilance. Shell. Nothing. Bravery. Nothing of any real significance, I wouldn't have said. Boon. Yeah. Haste if I go far enough, but doesn't feel hugely worthwhile. We did start Medic for you, but I think that's because basically those two Synergist ones were feeling oddly pointless. So yeah, we've completed all of it. We'll carry on with Medic, why not? Not that we're going to get far as previously specified. What are we working on? Saboteur? Yes, because we had that tiny little bit left again, like last time. Commando, just double check. Good. Right, so your synergy, if memory serves, your synergy led to something quite good. Yeah, braver. So maybe, do you know what? Maybe we'll try starting you at least in a little bit of synergy and seeing if we can get somewhere semi-decent with that. But I don't necessarily have a full firm belief in these things, but still. Just punch the boy a little further into Sentinel. I think you were dealing in Sentinels as well, weren't you? Yeah. But have we got everything else? Medic, 31, 36, yeah. So yeah, go on, we'll pop you into Sentinel, because you were a slightly interesting Sentinel, weren't you? Because it was all evasion based, wasn't it? So that might be useful at some point, but it's going to take you... the unfortunate thing is, as much as they've made some interesting choices with those, there is this element of, yes, but it is going to take me several years to try and build the CP in order to actually explore some of those paths, which is a little bit of a negative I would put forth. I know. There's no positives you've got at the moment, but unfortunately very much true. Shall we have a look at the upgrades? I don't honestly think we've got much in the way of... have we finally got the metal for that? I don't think we do. No, still not sure what that metal is. Unless that literally is the highest it can go, which seems peculiar and strange, but you never know. Let's deal with the glaive. See if we can't get a little bit more into the glaive, because I feel like I am going to bias towards Fang, because I do like her. So she might end up being one of the primary sort of party members. An esoteric oil? Oh, esoteric oil has done me the world of good. Bomb ashes. Bomb ashes aren't terrible, but they're not great. Unlock circuits. Solenoids. Solenoids is not that good. And to think, I did say they were one of the better ones, but they're not that grand. Yeah, I managed to get the level out of that one. Analog circuits, not incredible. Spark plugs. Enough of those it'll go in, but yeah. We have unfortunately run out of most of the really good shit, so I think we'll leave it there. It's a shame it's the same. Yeah, I had a feeling it was exactly the same system to pump things into these bits and bobs as well. And it's like, if it's between the sort of accessories and the weapons, it kind of, I'm almost always going to choose the weapons, because I feel like the weapons are the more useful thing to improve upon. But yeah, there we go. I think we have reached a sort of 56 hours in. We've reached an element of fatigue with the game, because it's unfortunately now throwing in that sort of, I want to be difficult for the sake of being difficult, and unfortunately I don't deal well in difficult for the sake of being difficult. Right, well, I'm mildly confident there's nobody here, so it's not really worth bothering with Raidingtons. Oh, well, Pony, you appear to be at least labelled inside, but I think that's still with only one. Also lurking, yes. Only one. I don't think it's worthwhile bothering with a raid, so I think it's going to be... I suppose, I mean, you already know that Mr. Malice will be streaming tonight. If you are interested in miniature painting, you've got Mr. CSMP and Mr. Blabouche. They both do miniature painting. And yeah, enjoy your viewing pleasure tonight, and I will say cheerio and turn the stream off. So, cheerio.